Well, hello there, friends. Happy Easter and welcome to Virtual Strangers 100. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Roots. Roots, happy Easter, friend.
We did it!
We made it to
We
100, bro.
did
100 weeks, bro. We did it.
That's a lot of time, dude. When
It
you think
is.
about in VR years, that's an eternity. I mean, where were we at 100 weeks ago? I mean, considering we took a few weeks off here and there, not many, but we did take a few. That's 2 full years ago, bro.
Yeah, 2 full years ago, a lot of things were different, right? Outside of VR, but focusing on VR, man, it seems like everything's changed. Like, you go back 2 years. Did we have the Quest 1? I mean, there was a lot of talk this morning. Okay, no. So we had a lot of talk this morning in Discord, or a little bit of talk anyway, about how, the Quest 2 was holding back the graphics of VR, and I had to let people know again, it's a process. But man, 2 years has gone by so fast, and I would submit just in the last couple months, the gameplay alone in most of these games I've been trying has almost doubled as much in how good it is. And that's a really good sign, because a couple years ago, I would have said VR is awesome. You get in there and you look around, and then an hour or two later, you're starting to get bored because the gameplay was repetitive in most games. But now we're getting really good gameplay, so that's very encouraging to me.
Yeah, today's show, man, as I look down the list, and we've got an awesome banger of a show lined up for today. It's a good indicator of where we've been and where we've come, as many of the titles that we're going to be talking about today are titles that we've covered over the entire 2-year span of our channel. And it's nice to see some old faces getting a new fresh set of paint, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just, I mean, even, I don't know, man, like, and somebody was saying the Fallout 4 stuff we're going to talk about, I thought was kind of exciting. I think it's right up Scion VR's alley. People were wondering exactly what that is, and we'll get to that. But I like to see some of these other titles getting refreshed and some new stuff to find out about it. And it's very exciting.
Yeah. Talking some Fallout 4. We're going to talk about some Into the Radius. I mean, that should make our friend Scion pretty happy.
I know. You know what's funny about this, Wes? And I can't confirm or deny that this is the way this all played out, but we put on there that there's a something in Into the Radius, and all of a sudden Scion VR immediately posts something on YouTube. I think he's creating content no, just kidding. But it is kind of odd that I thought that the timing of it, right as he's putting a video up there, was kind of funny, right?
Virtual Strangers, driver of content on YouTube. Over the course of our 100 weeks, we have a formula here, and it's a really simple one, and that is we stick to the games. Other channels, and it's not a knock on them, but a lot of the other channels like to focus on the hardware, like to focus on speculation about where things might be going a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road. And through it all, we focus on the games, many that others are talking about, but many more that people aren't talking about yet. And that's the key word here, yet. Generally, we tend to cover these things first, and then over the course of the next week, 2 weeks, a month, you'll start to see some of the other guys get in there late. Not saying that, they're taking cues from us. I'm just saying that you hear it here first most of the time.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it wasn't by accident, and it's I still feel like we don't. There's some other shows that talk a little bit more software, but when the main shows that were out there, like F Reality, before they were F Reality, VR Roundtable, like a lot of these shows, that was why we created this, right? We all watched that podcast or those podcasts, and it was like there was a hole missing. And I get it, because the games, a lot of them, again, like I just opened up the show, they weren't where we're at now, so you didn't focus as much on the software, and so we decided that there was a hole in the whole thing, that there was nobody really focusing on the games, which is the software matters, right? The games matter. Like the hardware is awesome. You could have the best hardware in the world, and we did a couple years ago. Some of these really expensive ones that nobody ever tried were amazing, but the games weren't there, so it didn't matter. So games are key, I think.
Yeah, it's all about the games. It's our job here. We work for the people. We work for the developers. We're the middleman. We we help the developers to tell you about their games, and that's kind of our primary function here. And as long as we're doing shows here, that's going to remain our primary function. So a big thank you to all of you who have stayed behind us these 2 years. Here's to the next 100 episodes, and as long as you guys continue to support us and continue to watch, we're going to continue to bring you the latest and greatest news and discussion on the very best VR games.
Yep, absolutely.
Taking a look at our friends in chat here, we're filling out quite nicely already. Let's see. Spry Guy says, "Happy Resurrection Day, everyone." And I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't wish you all a happy Easter. And again, good on Spry Guy here for recognizing the true reason for the season. So thank you, sir. Happy Resurrection Day to you as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier, but I didn't. So.
Greg's VR says content is king. That is true, sir. And we're trying to bring it. Things in motion, slow motion, but in motion, nevertheless. It's always in flux, our content schedule here. It always has been throughout the history of our channel. Generally, what we do Monday through Friday has been in constant change, and that's not going to be any different this year. But that's what's so special about this show. And today, this is the flagship. It always has been. And this one really hasn't changed at all. Every weekend we're here, week in and week out, bringing you the latest news from the world of VR gaming.
Yeah, people are just seeing that gamer chick changed her name. And if you didn't know, she changed it like 3 or 4 times. It may go back to what it was, man. I think don't they have a limit on your name changes though? You can only do so many per time frame or something. I think you might be stuck with that for a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know how all that works. I generally tend to pick one and roll with it.
Yeah, I can't imagine me changing mine anytime soon. I was thinking about rebranding myself as something else, some other weird name that nobody knows what the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got too much invested now in building up the Ruuts persona. What are we going to do if you decide to change your thing up like Prince?
I'll just shave my beard, and then I'll go as no beard. I don't know. Oh yeah, Diz the Game Cat. Congrats on 100 episodes. Love the content. Here's to 100 more. Thank you. We appreciate that for sure.
Thank you, Diz. Thanks for the $10 donation. Thanks for the support, and thanks for showing up, man. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. DB Cat shouldn't be associated with something nasty. It depends on the mind. The mind that is hearing it is the one that's going to decide, right?
Well, I just gotta say, when she changed it to that last week, as soon as I saw it, that's what I thought. But I didn't mention it. I waited until someone else mentioned it, and then it was just kind of like the elephant in the room,
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody wants to know what Greg's VR wants to know. What's with all the cats, bro? Like, what's all this cat stuff?
Oh, good. I'm glad you asked me that. I meant to mention it, and it had slipped my mind. Starting tomorrow, on our friends PSVR Without Parole on their channel, they're kicking off, I think, a 3-day event called April is PSVR AF. And basically what they're promising here is news, developer interviews, inside look at upcoming PlayStation VR games, and a few game reveals. So it's promising to be a pretty good thing. They're going to do it state of play style. So they're going to do like a pre-edited 20-minute video every day starting at noon, I think Eastern time. Maybe it's Pacific. I think it's at noon Eastern though. So you guys, if you haven't already, and I'm sure most of you are already subscribed to PSVR Without Parole, you should, and definitely be on the lookout over the next few days because, the way they're pumping this thing up, they've got some pretty interesting things to share with us this week.
Absolutely. And so that's it. PSVR Without Parole. That's the cats. That's the best PSVR news on VR or in YouTube, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we share a lot of the same viewers with them. Not that we're anywhere near their level. We might be 1% of what they're rolling with, but we've got some game cats in our audience, and especially over the last 6 months or so, they've been some of the more dedicated uh, followers of our channel, and we love having them.
Yeah, I like crossing communities, right? It's awesome.
Drew coming through. Speaking of our Game Cat friends, Delirium Drew coming through says noon Eastern, 5th, 6th, 7th. So that's tomorrow and the next 2 days, noon Eastern time on PSVR without parole. Check it out. I don't know what they've got in store. I know that Truant Pixel, the studio that brought us 2MD football, have been dropping cryptic promos for like a week on Twitter now about some kind of new game they've got coming. And it looks like it's a vast departure from anything they've given us before. So it looks really cool. I'm really digging the vibe.
Yeah, I just get so excited. There's so many cool games coming out. We got a really awesome game coming out on the 8th in Swarm, from what we hear. And um, Radio Runt, $5. Thank you for, he says, to 100 more. And then Simplex, what is the PLN? 5. Uh,
Polish ducats.
oh, nice. Well, thank you, Simplex. We appreciate you. And if you haven't checked out Simplex's podcast, I don't know what's the name of it. Simplex, link it. It's a good it's a
Yeah,
good
well,
Polish podcast.
yeah. Simplex has a Polish podcast. Simplex is one of our friends in Poland, and he has a VR podcast as well. But it's caters to his local audience there. It's completely in Polish. So if that's something that you think you can understand and would like to check it out, I'm not sure. You can go ahead and drop the name of your channel in the chat there if you want, Simplex. I don't remember what it's called at all, but yeah, he's doing well. He's growing fast.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I tuned into it once and I realized I didn't understand what they were saying, but I was there, Simplex, as a number for you, bro. Just watching it and not
Yeah,
understanding.
so he dropped it there. MKWADRAT. He says it's a Polish word. Yeah, I knew it was. That's the reason why I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, well, definitely, like you said, it's picking up steam. Every time I look at the account, there's more subs, so really cool.
Delirium Drew says, oh, he's talking to Meow Meow the Gamer Cat. He says, are you on any Discords? I thought he was talking to me. I was like, I'm on my Discord, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virtual Strangers gives PSVR fair coverage too, in my opinion. Yeah, and we've got some. So I think we've got some PSVR stuff today. I know that it's a celebration of all VR today, and we're gonna give away a few games. A few games. We're not gonna make it into the 2020 show or anything, but we're gonna give away a few codes, and at least one of those will be a PlayStation VR game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some PSVR stuff on the show today. Not strictly PSVR stuff until we get to free stuff and killer deals. Then we got a ton of it. But we've got some cross-platform stuff that we're going to be dropping some news on here shortly.
Yeah.
Actually, the top story. So we got a lot to cover. Again, we've got a great episode lined up today. I don't want to do it an injustice by rushing through it. So let's go ahead and say hello to our friends in chat, and then we can get started on this this plate full of Easter dinner we've got to share with everyone.
Yeah, gamer tag dropping a game in the chat as well as a donation, and Mash Daddy also says to 100 episodes more, and I think it's a hand tracking game, it looks like, so that tells me Quest 2.
Yeah, or it could be Vive.
Yeah, that's true. That would be interesting.
Oh,
right?
wait a minute. No, they're doing facial tracking, right? Not hand tracking.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Yeah. That's cool.
It's tracking a lot of faces going. Anyway, hello, Spry Guy again. He says, how many codes do you have, GT? I've seen you give so many away on different YouTube shows.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. He's a great ambassador, we'll say, for the for the VR community, and things going well for him lately on his channel, and no one deserves it more. So thanks for showing up, GT, and participating. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Best content in VR, bro. I think.
Techno Glitch checking in. Hello, sir. Lipnox VR. Tiffany GC13. We already said hello to you, but hello again. Happy Easter. Mepper. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Some guy named Roots, who always hanging around, not ever really doing anything productive. Yeah,
he's always
lurking.
dude.
Simplex from way across the seas. Thank you, sir. Hello. Who else? We've got a bunch in here. Drew's in here. Meow Meow the Gamer Cat's in here. Greg's VR. Hey, how's it going? Dark Angel. Hello. Thank you for coming by and spending a part of your Easter with us. Midlife Kid. I mean, dude, people are showing up today, man. You'd think it's a celebration or something.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll tell you what, I was a little worried because it's Easter, bro. People are spending time with their family and stuff. So the fact that our family showed up to our celebration is awesome because you are our family.
Gamertag VR says, congratulations on the 100th episode. Thank you, sir. He says it's Hand Tracking Lab. So the game he just gave away was that game that just hit the Quest Store, Hand Tracking Lab. And the guy that's been developing that's been working on it for a while is a very talented developer. I happen to know this because he spent some time working with our friend Jay at Stone Punk Studios over the last year. I think he's one of the people who was helping him on the revamp for Primordium, but I'm not 100%. I do know that he has been working with Jay, and Jay had nothing but good things to say about him.
Nice. That's awesome.
But anyway, not to be outdone, why don't we give away a game and then get into the news?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, if Gamer Tag's already thrown one, we got to give one.
Yeah, so we don't just do code drops here. We normally come up with a bit of a different way. People generally don't like it when we do code drops. So, and it's a little more for me to have to search through to find the codes while I'm on the air. But what do you say we give away a copy of Powder VR for Steam? That's a fairly recent release that I enjoyed my time in after I got the hang of it. And it's not easy to get the hang of, but after you get the hang of it, it's a pretty fun game.
It's only getting better too. I went back into it, and I think it's getting really good, and it's definitely worth checking out. And one of you gets to check it out for free.
Oh, Simplex coming through again with another 10 Polish currency. Says, congrats on the 100th episode. Keep on being awesome. You keep on being awesome. Yeah. And as long as you be awesome, we'll be awesome. How about that for a deal?
Yeah. How horrible it would be if he just stopped being awesome when we had to start being jerks.
Yeah, Delirium Juice says, so frustrating trying to input these codes. Yeah, the way it works here is we'll come up with some means for someone to win it, and then you can just hit us up on Discord after the show and get your code. And before we give away this copy of Powder VR to our friends in chat here, let me just spend a second here to send a little message to all of our listeners on our audio podcast. This show gets an audio version every week. My friend Roots here completely takes care of it. So it's one of his duties, and I really appreciate that, sir. But we promised our audio listeners a giveaway with the 2020 show that we never did. We never had that giveaway. Life is busy sometimes, and it slipped our mind. But so I'm saying it here, and I'm saying it now. 3 winners from the audio podcast. All you've got to do is hit me up on social media, be it Discord or Twitter. Lethal Weasel VR. Our Discord and our Twitter linked in the description. You do put all that stuff in the description with the audio one too, right, Roots?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So hit me up on Discord or on Twitter. Just say, I would like to enter the giveaway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 3 winners, and you're just going to have your pick. I've got like 20 or 30 different game keys in our, or different games in our vault of game keys. Most of them Steam keys, admittedly. But I'll pick a first, second, and third place winner. We'll go right down the line, and you guys can have your pick, whatever you want. And, we've got a lot of classic VR games in our key pool here. And, I don't want to limit you guys by saying this one, that one, or the other one. But there's some good stuff here, man. Like we've got Saints and Sinners. We've got I Expect You to Die, Killing Floor Incursion. We've got Hellblade, Narcosis, Grip, Battle Wake. I mean, we got a lot of great games. Gadgeteer, Operation Warcade, Zero Caliber. I mean, I could keep going. We got a bunch of keys here, and we're going to pick 3 from the audio show and 3 more from the comments. Audio show listeners are first, second, and third place, and commenters will be 4th, 5th, and 6th. So if you want to enter the second chance giveaway, just leave a comment down below saying, I would like to enter the giveaway, and you too could have your pick of the litter.
Yeah, sounds good. It's awesome.
Anyway, let's get to the chat. You know, we've got the best ones on reserve for our friends in the chat here. Just kidding. Not really, but Powder VR. Okay, if any of you are interested in Powder VR, be the first to answer this question. And now I got to come up with a question, Roots. It's always tough. It doesn't matter what the question is, right? We could do math equations or whatever. It's just a way to not put a code in the chat. All right, how about this? This is our 100th episode. During our first episode, how many hosts did this show have?
Ooh, well, some people are going to be like, I have no idea. And other people are going to be like, it's the easiest thing I've ever heard in my life, bro.
Right. Yeah, well, they're meant to be. Mepper says 42.
Can you imagine somebody that really actually thinks that this show's always been 2 people?
Those are the lucky ones, Roots.
Yeah,
that
right.
means that means that they've only ever seen this when it was good.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, for a copy of Powder VR. Oh, here they come. Mash Daddy coming through first. Diz, Delirium, GT, Les Marwick, all getting it correct. And Scion just wants to make sure everybody knows that he knows as well. Scion's been down from day one.
Well, Spry Guy's the same way. Spry Guy always has the answer. It's just whether he wants to answer or not. He's like, you know, can you believe it? This is a little side jag, and I'll keep it quick. But I streamed Fall Guys the other night, and I sent Spry Guy an invite on Steam, and he tells me no thanks, bro. Who doesn't want to play Fall Guys? That's like the perfect gamer chick game for a flat game.
Well, I noticed that you sent me one too when I was at work, which I found to be the oddest thing.
I just sent everybody that I thought it would be funny to send a link to, because I don't expect anybody to go buy Fall Guys and join me. I just thought,
actually,
maybe
I found it interesting because literally like the day before, my son bought it. So like I thought, well, maybe Brody was in here playing it and Roots invited him in. I don't know.
No, but that's cool. You need to check that out, dude. I mean, I didn't play it in VR, but man, it's so zany. Me and Mash played it. It was pretty fun.
Well, congratulations to Mash Daddy for winning a brand spanking new copy of Powder VR.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir. I hope you enjoy it. It's a good game. Well, it's on its way. It's on its way to being a good game. It's still in early access, and they're still polishing it up quite a bit. But you can see where it's going, and when it gets there, it really is going to be exceptional.
Well, so far, it's the best skiing game in VR, and I think they're heading the right direction. Absolutely.
Gamer Chick says, "LOL. Why do you think that I would be interested in Fall Guys? I may have a hot dog guy with a shake head."
Well, I'll tell you what. It's fun because it's one of those games, Gamer Chick, that is fun, but it's ridiculous, and it's a great game to play with other people. It's just fun and funny. So I could see you just enjoying yourself, laughing your ass off because you know how to have fun.
Diaz says, "I'm pretty sure I was first again." So he's saying that that he thinks he was earlier than Eric. I've got live chat on, and the master one has him listed second. Roots, what does it say on your end?
I have Mash Daddy, Diz, Delirium Drew, Gamertag, Lipnox, and Les Warwick as far as the comments.
That's exactly the order that they're in on my screen as well. So yeah, sorry, man. I got to go with what I see.
Well, and it could, do you have it on live chat? It could be, because a lot of times if I forget to click live chat, it'll be on top chat. And there's actually stuff that I don't understand. What is the algorithm for that? What gets this? What is top chat? I just, why would you have that option? Just give me what people are saying in the order it's
Right,
coming
right.
in. It's weird. It's a weird thing
Well,
to
it's
me.
top, man. Drew says that the chat appears differently to different people.
Oh,
Drew said that he was first on his screen.
oh, we
So
got a
I guess
dilemma.
it probably prioritizes, like when you hit enter on yours, it probably
Hmm.
shows yours first, right? And then the what I'm looking at here on the master screen is probably the actual order of it.
Well,
And Mash Daddy with a $5 donation says, please give it to Diz. Okay. Well, congratulations,
yeah.
Diz. Eric's such a cool guy that you win.
Well, the thing is if Mash is gonna pay us to give it to you, we're absolutely giving it to you.
Yeah,
and
right.
and Mash is he's got that Oculus Quest group. He's kind of like us, man. He gets so many free keys that I'm sure he's like he would just as soon give it to you just because he's got something else he's trying. So
Yeah, that's true. He could probably just go ask for one if he wanted a copy of it.
yeah,
So yeah, let me change that up. Congratulations, Diz. You are now the proud winner of Powder VR. Hit me up on Discord or Twitter or something after the show, and we'll get you your key.
yeah. Well, that being said, I guess we should probably get started into the show that we you told me that you have a heart out to go to dinner because we haven't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
started yet.
we got to get through this stuff, man. So let's kick it off. Let's talk some news. Let's talk about Pavlov, man. The Pavlov Shack beta is now out on App Lab and is free to play with no side loading required. On Twitter, developer Davils noted that the game saw a player count spike of 3,000 players on its first day on App Lab. That's a bit more than the game can handle at one time. So the
Hmm.
developer is deploying more capacity in order to keep the games running. Pavlov Shack has actually been available on SideQuest for some time now, where it's seen close to 500,000 downloads. The official store release is still in the works, and earlier this week, Davils revealed via Twitter that the official Quest store version will cost $24 when it launches later this year. In a series of follow up tweets, he went on to confirm it's also coming to PlayStation, but only the PlayStation VR 2, as the current PSVR, quote, doesn't have the fidelity for
Hmm.
Pavlov. Devils also stated that the PSVR 2 edition will support crossplay with the Quest version of Pavlov Shack, but the PC version is, quote, too bleeding edge and will not crossplay with PSVR or Quest at all.
Hmm.
In another tweet, it's mentioned that an upcoming quality of life update will also add DLSS 2 and dynamic lighting to the PCVR version. So there you have it, Roots. Pavlov Shack, which has been on SideQuest for a while. I downloaded it, but never booted into it. Coming to App Lab and getting an immediate boost just from removing that little bit of friction, which to some people I got to imagine is probably a lot of friction having the side load. But just from doing that, 3,000 players on day one. And apparently this project, Pavlov Shack, is coming right along. And it makes me wonder how long before Pavlov Shack becomes the number one and then PC Pavlov becomes the number two.
I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. Pavlov, the original Pavlov is so good that there's limitations obviously that the Pavlov Shack can't do. And it's very. I mean, I haven't been in Pavlov for a while, so I don't know how busy the servers are. But at least when last time I went in, because there's so much possibilities, right? You have all these different rooms, TTT. You've got the zombies and stuff. Now, granted, some of them are in Pavlov Shack, but it sounds like there's a reason why they're keeping them separate, right? Like maybe it's just a better version of it. I don't know.
Well,
But
I think that the last line really says it all. They said that the upcoming update's going to add DLSS 2 and dynamic lighting to the PCVR version. Now, DLSS 2 is something that is specific to NVIDIA graphics cards.
mm,
So that automatically disqualifies the Quest and the PlayStation VR. However, the PS5 is said to be um, adding the equivalent feature to their console at some point in the future. So I think kind of the weakest link, at least at this point, is the Oculus Quest, and the fact that he wants to make this game crossplay between the PlayStation VR 2 and Oculus Quest, I think is going to disqualify PlayStation from getting those high-end PC features.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, that's the thing is, at least like they're going to sync up with. It does sounds like PlayStation VR too, right? Is going to be cross-platform with PC. I mean,
No, no,
no,
no,
not at all. Huh?
nothing's going to be cross-platform with PC, and this is a big thing, and really the whole point of the story. And when I said, you know, I wonder how long before Pavlov Shack becomes the number one and Pavlov the number two, I wasn't talking in terms of quality. I was talking in terms of players,
Right.
because as we've noted many times here before, that's what it's all about when it comes to multiplayer shooters. It's how many players you have in your lobby, and the fact that this game is going to be launching on the Oculus Quest, which is the hottest thing in VR right now, as well as the PlayStation VR 2. It bodes well for that version of the game to have this influx of players over the next year, 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. Depending on what comes out to over the next couple of years, you start having some real franchises drop. You imagine for whatever reason, Call of Duty drops in a headset and Quest a year from now or something. Pavlov becomes, like just like
Well,
a lot of these games. I think $25 is too much. I think that the $10 amount was perfect when it first came out. It really filled the lobbies. People are geeking over the fact that they're able to play this game right now for free still, and then all of a sudden they're going to have to pay $25 to continue to play. And I think that's going to cut into this player pool we're talking about right now in a big chunk. So
I think that's true. Now I'll reserve judgment until we see the final product. Maybe the official version is going to get a big upgrade with a lot of new features in it that the free version doesn't have. But yeah, I think that that's absolutely true. If people play something for years for free, it's kind of a big ask to ask them to pay for it all of a sudden, especially with the $25 price tag. Now, with regards to the PlayStation VR community, you alluded that they might have trouble finding footing over there, and it's quite possible because PlayStation has its own shooters. They have the firewall community, and soon to be Alvo. Alvo's kind of a big deal over there right now because it's getting ready to drop. I mean, we're expecting a launch date any day now, and I wouldn't be shocked if one of Brian's announcements over on PSVR Without Parole is the Alvo launch date, because they've been teasing it for about a month now.
yeah, that's true. A lot of things in the works. Somebody said Miss Saber, Traveling Man. I don't know if you are.
Scion says, if I was PSVR 2, I would demand the PCVR version. Well, here's the thing, man. They like to have players to play with. So I think they'll be happy to get the Quest version.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like I said, who knows what'll be out in a couple of years when this is all said and done. I think we're seeing I predict a push towards AAA games that we just aren't.
Right.
We don't.
We're all going to be
see.
playing Splinter Cell, and nobody's going to give a shit about Pavlov, right?
I mean, and it's a great game now, and I think the main thing they need to focus on is all these games created by users, the TTT, the zombies and stuff, man. Like there's so many different types of things you can do in this game versus just running around and shooting. And that's why a lot of people will say contractors over Pavlov. Part of me says Pavlov over contractors because it has so many different more modes and things you can do in it versus contractors. Contractors has a lot of good amazingness to it, but Pavlov is different. It's more. So,
well, I'm going to be revisiting Pavlov soon, just as another means to try out my gun stock. I got some very good information, some good tips for what I might be doing wrong with my gun stock from Blam Crotch, from Person, from a few people. Let's see, Kenty Poo, I think, even may have left a comment. So I've got some ideas of what I may have been doing wrong, why my initial experience wasn't the best, and I'm going to be jumping back in, not only to contractors, not only to Zero Caliber, but to Pavlov as well, and probably even get in there and check out Pavlov's Shack.
Yeah, sounds cool. It's free. Why not? Right?
Diz the Game Cat coming through with the $2 donation. Thank you, sir. Dropping a Z Race code in the chat, paying it forward. Thank you, sir. That's awesome of you.
Dude, Z-Race has an update coming up. So we were just talking about that in the Discord yesterday, I think. I thought there was an update coming for it, and I'm looking forward to the day I can race against people instead of their ghosts, because that's when that game is going to take off for me.
Yeah, Z Race has had an update coming for a week or two now. It looked like it was going to be like dropping any day, but the last update I heard on it was the developer was dealing with some quote very nasty bugs. So it might be a little bit before we see that, maybe a week or two, but it is on the way. You're absolutely right.
Cool. Sounds good.
It's the cockpit view update. I'm pretty sure I've seen still photographs of it. It looks cool.
Yeah, see, I don't know. It's weird. I like the way the game is. I don't necessarily need a cockpit view. I just want to race against other people, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And while we're on the topic of, playing with other people and shooters, what looks really cool is the Zero Caliber Reloaded for Oculus Quest. They teased some stuff from that this week, and up to a 4-player co-op. They're claiming for it, which is pretty good for a standalone version, right?
Nice. Is it going to be like the other one that we just played through, I guess, or is it?
I would assume, yeah. It's a rework of that game.
Nice. Yeah, that's Lipnox VR. That is the one where you race with your hand. Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be hopefully if you race in cockpit mode in that it'll be a separate thing, that you're not going to have hand racers versus cockpit racers, because I got to imagine it would be hard to create a parity between the two.
Yeah, because it's totally different type of racing. And Gamertag says he loved doing the voice work in that. Wish he could do it again. I'll tell you what, Gamertag, and this isn't a knock at anybody else as much as it is as a compliment to you, but you nailed your voice acting. I don't feel like sometimes some of the other voice acting, it's hard to understand what they're saying, or it's just not as good, but yours were all good, bro. You're my favorite racer to race with. So, and I feel like you're in there like encouraging me, except for when I'm smashing the paint. So.
That's a compliment from Roots. Roots generally doesn't like people in the car with him telling him what to do.
Everyone else I shoved out of there. Anthony was the quickest, and I loved me some Anthony.
Scion VR says Zero Caliber Reloaded, scaled back and less awesome. I wonder if he's even looked at it at all.
He has not.
It looks cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Anyway, speaking of multiplayer shooters, we got some news on Pop One this past week. Big Box VR revealed that the Battle Royale VR shooter Population One would be getting, quote, private rooms in an open beta, which began on Friday. In this beta version, you're able to select either create or join from the menu. When you click join, you're able to easily find private rooms that friends have set up, or join a private room based on a specific room code. When you join a private room, you can hang out in the lobby for as long as you want. Select who is on a team with who and compete with as few people as you would like. You can even pick war mode or the standard 3-person squads. Roots, you know it, man. This is what I've been asking for. This is what I've been waiting on. I want to be able to designate my friends. I want to only play with my friends, and I want to be able to set the match size myself. This is great. This is just the type of thing that would pull me into Population One.
Yeah, well, see, it's bittersweet for me, Wes. I'm torn, because part of me is like, this is awesome. I'd love to go in a lobby with 17 other people that I know and just have this amazing several hour session of game plays. But then I imagine everybody doing that, or a good portion of the active players, and then I imagine trying to find a match, as everybody else is in their own private worlds. And you're trying to just do a regular match, it's going to affect how quickly the lobbies fill up. It has to. Now, I'm assuming Big Box took that into consideration and they just didn't rush it. Maybe they know And maybe they know a little bit more about how many people are playing this game than Roots does. But that's my first fear. And then my second fear would just be that I mean, I guess this would be the where the bittersweet comes in, because it's not, because a lot of sweaties are going to, it's going to pull some sweaties out of the mix. They're going to go into their group because they think they're the best shit, man. They are the bee's knees of this game, and they can't be seen with the likes of Roots or Wes or these average schmoes. They're going to have their clicks, and so they're going to go away, and that means I might win a few more matches, because it's getting pretty sweaty in there, Wes. But those are that. I mean, that's the reality. That's the biggest fear I have of pulling people out of the general lobby and sticking them in their own worlds. Is it may adversely affect filling the lobbies, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll probably affect it somewhat, but I think that they know their numbers, and I don't think they'll roll it out in the full version until they feel like they can support it. The key thing with these private rooms is that, I mean, you can go 1v1 in it if you want to. So just because people can have their own private thing doesn't mean that necessarily everybody's going to have a party of 20. And at the same time, they could roll out and lessen the requirement for public matches. I mean, you might not have to have, 6 squads anymore to get a match going. You might be able to play with 5 or even 4. So I think it'll be all right. The game will constantly be in flux, as it has been since it launched. And I think that generally that's been a positive thing.
Yeah. I think it's really up to, like you said, when they release it exactly for everybody, and just how much they're paying attention to the pools of players, right? Like if they really are on top of things, which, I mean, every single thing up till now has shown me that they are. They're taking that into consideration, so it probably is nothing to worry about. But that's the only downside I could see to it is there's already clicks, man. I went into a game, was playing with somebody, and this kid was sitting there talking about this Discord server, and I'm like, well, which one? Oh, you're not good enough to get into it. I'm like, I just want, for context of the conversation, I'm curious. I don't want to go in your shitty Discord. I don't like going to Discords. But it was like this elitist attitude, and this was about a Discord. There is a lot of people in this game that they really are cliquish, and I guess that's every game, but it's starting to become a little bit more prevalent than it used to be. And that's also a fear I have about, I guess, any game like this is, at some point the douche mastery comes in, and then it stops being as fun to play. And so hopefully that doesn't take over as well.
It's one of the leading things that keep me out of these multiplayer games is, there's some crappy people in these shooter games, and I don't like being forced to play with them. So, me, I'm all about the options, and any update that's going to bring more options to me, especially when it comes to matchmaking, is a positive in my opinion.
Yeah, especially if we can get a virtual strangers 18 filled lobby going in there, then let the rest of the world burn, and we'll just enjoy our time together as a family, right? That sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds great to me. Onakazi stopping by the chat. Speaking of family, welcome, sir. And Ray Delator, happy Easter, Ray. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely.
What time is it, Roots?
I think it's quote time.
It is indeed quote time. This is Gabe Brown, co-founder and CTO of Big Box VR, speaking to Upload VR. He says, quote, giving the players control over the game mode so that they can play between squads and war mode, but they can also play on the teams that they want, is really important to us. So if they wanted to, they could be like, okay, it's my family versus your family. Or, oh, I've always wanted to play in a squad with Bob and Christina, so let's go play a match with them. They have a lot of control. We made it really easy for people to create rooms. Just from the matchmaking menu, you can select it and create a room. But we also have some room privacy features that allow you to mark the room as open or closed. If the room is open, it allows anyone that you've invited into the server. Like, let's say you join my server and I have the room privacy set to open. That allows you to invite anyone on your friends list to join the server as well. And then anyone that's on your friends list will see the in private room on their friends list, and they can join directly from the list. So your friends list in the main menu also doubles as a private server browser. You can see all of your friends that have their room privacy set to open, and you can join easily. We're really excited about this because it really just opens the game up for people who have a large friends list, or people who just want to interact with their community, or who want to coordinate their own tournament. It's endless possibilities for people to come together and play Population One the way that they want. All the right things this guy's saying here, and this is what I've wanted for this game from day one, and I'm just so excited to see that they're not going to make us wait forever on it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it'll all work out. I think they're on top of it, and I'm 99% sure all of my worries are not warranted outside of the community becoming douchebaggery, but you can't stop it, man. Like any game that becomes popular draws that in, and it is what it is.
It is what it is, and what it is the game that already has probably logged more of your Steam VR hours than any other.
Yeah,
and it's only getting better.
That's true. That is very true. I need to get back into it.
They're doing the seasonal play now. There's incentives for new players. We'll talk about that in free stuff and killer deals. It's on fire right now. It's the best non-Sony, or it may be the best even overall multiplayer VR shooter, period. I think Firewall might have a thing or two to say about it, but I don't know. I don't know how the numbers stack up head to head, but these two are pretty much on a pedestal, and everyone else is just trying to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good. I mean, it's definitely a amazing game, and I can't wait for it to continue doing what it's doing, right?
Absolutely. I'm Jad Khan joining the chat. Hello, welcome to our 100th episode celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, maybe I do. I don't know if I've ever seen your name before. If I have, then that's awesome. If not, welcome. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Anyway, let's keep the PCVR train rolling for our friend Scion here. And let's talk about NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling, a technology which uses the RTX card's onboard AI to intelligently increase the resolution of rendered frames in games. And it recently became available for VR. DLSS is a feature available on RTX 20 and 30 series GPUs, but this is key, must be included by individual developers. Now, about 6 months after the release of DLSS 2.1 update, which added support for VR headsets, CM Games has taken a step as one of the first VR game studios to include DLSS support for their Stalker-inspired survival shooter into the Radius VR. So what does DLSS do exactly? Roots, what time is it?
It's quote time.
Quote time again. This is Road to VR's Ben Lang explaining DLSS. Quote, the goal is to achieve the same resolution and level of detail as a natively rendered frame of the same resolution, and to do the whole thing more efficiently. Doing so means more graphical processing power is available for doing other things like better lighting, textures, or simply increasing the frame rate overall. For example, a game with support for DLSS may render its native frame at 1080p and then use DLSS to upscale the frame to 4K. In many cases, this is faster and preserves a nearly identical level of detail compared to natively rendering the frame at 4K in the first place. Roots, DLSS, from the time that they unveiled it, we've known that this is going to be a big deal for VR. These type of optimizations, we covered it way back when we said the next generation of games is going to be defined by optimization. This was the sort of optimization we were talking about. What it's going to allow us to do is to get more out of less, and it's going to increase the quality for those of us with higher spec computers, but it's also going to lower the minimum spec and allow more people into the PCVR family. This is a big deal, and you got to hand it to CM Games for being a trailblazer here and basically being the first major VR game to support it.
Yeah. Well, there's good and bad news. The good news is this is all happening with the video cards. Bad news is the video cards you need to have to get them are hard to get right now, right? So like, even if, because that's the thing I was gonna say is like it's lowering all the standards, but the video cards are the ones that you can get now that could benefit from this won't be able to use it because they're not RTX. They don't have that technology, right? So it's kind of like um, a chicken and an egg situation stuck in the middle, like before either's happened. I don't know. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm excited for it because I do have an RTX card. But what about the people that have like 1080s and below, right?
Well, those people are already, they've been looking to upgrade for 6 months, and their day will come. They just have to remain vigilant. This is more of a long-term thing. Again, Into the Radius specifically is one of the first, and really the first major VR title to implement this. I mean, Warplanes did it as well, but Warplanes was kind of a flat game with a VR mode, and the VR implementation really wasn't all that. So I count Into the Radius as really the first one to really use it. And we often hold Hello Games on a pedestal as being this amazing developer that really supports their game the way it should be supported. Well, I gotta say, man, these guys with Into the Radius have done a great job, and I think they deserve to be recognized for it.
Absolutely. Are you going to be playing through it anytime soon? You need to get into some Into the Radius, bro. This is like your jam, dude, or it would be. Yeah, I know we played it a while back, but
Well, this is a good reason to get back into it because I was impressed with it the last time we played it. Like, I couldn't believe just how much it had improved from the previous time. And now you're talking about implementing DLSS. And I've upgraded my computer since I played this, Roots. Like, I'm on a whole new rig now. So, like, having a stronger computer and lesser requirements to run the game, this thing is going to have to run buttery smooth now, right?
yeah, yeah, it'll run really smooth, and it'd be amazing. And I think it's cool, man. I think it's going to breathe some life into some of these things coming out. So I don't know. I'm excited.
Scion says the Saints and Sinners have DLSS. According to the article on Road to VR, um, pretty much Warplanes and Into the Radius are really the only ones that have actively implemented DLSS 2.0. Now, we did talk about Pavlov Shack in the lead in, as their next update is going to include it for the not Shack but the PC version of Pavlov. So we're going to see more and more of this. But I thought that CM Games deserved a little recognition here for being among the first.
You know what's kind of exciting, and of course it wouldn't apply to other headsets besides the Index or presumably the Quest 2 once it gets its update that they keep teasing for the 120 hertz. This could be the way that they get some of these games to 120, right? Because right now, playing at 120 hertz on some of these games is never going to happen. But if you implement this 2.0, right, that could lower what it needs to run, and then it could allow you to up the frame rate. So I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, Simplex poses an interesting question. I wonder if VRSS, variable rate super sampling, and DLSS, uh, you know, the deep learning super sampling can coexist. Now that's interesting because they both rely on that NVIDIA AI, right? Those special cores in the card. I would say I would be inclined to think so, but you're cutting into that same well of resources to do both. So you might it'll probably be a generation or two before they strike that perfect balance between the two. But when they do, man, you pair that with advancements in the game engines, like Unreal Engine, for example, doing their version of this on the software side. I mean, things are going to get exponentially better in terms of the games that we get over the next few years. I don't think that we really understand right now just how different the games are going to be 2 or 3 years from now.
Yeah, especially AI, bro. Can you imagine having a conversation with an character that's like legit talking back to you in a normal fashion in AI, not just scripted questions and answers, right?
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. That's a little further down the road, but probably not quite as far as everyone thinks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Phil Yorn says VR is perfect for this tech. Exactly. These type of optimizations, what's it going to mean to flat games? It's going to mean some more frame rate for them. They're going to get a move from 90 to 120 a little easier. But for VR, I mean, really, its system resources is really what's holding VR back in terms of what the games are capable of. It's the reason why when you look at VR games graphically, that they look like they're last generation's flat games. It's because they're so much more demanding. So, advancements in optimizations like DLSS, like VRSS, these types of things are a much bigger deal for VR than they are for flat games.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. And I think it's going to. I just think the whole landscape is changing, and like you said, quicker than we think. But it'll be interesting to see how quick.
Decepticon joined the chat and quoting Tiny Elvis, he says, VR and AR is going to be huge.
Who doesn't love Tiny Elvis?
I love Tiny Elvis, man. Miss him. Miss him dearly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're talking about AI advancements, right? And really these types of games like Into the Radius, these post-apocalyptic type survival games really could benefit with that. And that's what we're seeing now in Fallout 4 VR. There are a ton of Fallout 4 VR mods out there since it launched on the first generation of consumer VR headsets back in 2017. Recently, modern streamer, I don't know if this is Genghis or Genghis VR, we'll call it Genghis VR, just released a comprehensive mod pack that makes the game seem like less of a port and more like a native VR experience. The mod list is called Genghis VR's Fallout VR Essentials Overhaul, and it includes a bevy of optimizations that aim to fix some of the VR community's biggest gripes with Bethesda's less than perfect VR port. The mod brings stability to a majority of the Commonwealth, including interior locations, and it also features things like a more intuitive Pip-Boy UI, smarter AI, and a bunch of things that make the wasteland a more dangerous place. Bullets are actually rare, and enemies are more crafty. Roots, this is music to my ears. One of the things that drove me in to PC VR was the prospect of playing Fallout 4 VR. I really wanted this to come to PlayStation VR when I was new in the game. And when it became evident that I would never get to play it on PlayStation VR, I built a PC only to get into a game that was less than optimal, we'll say. It didn't perform very well at all. And it was really like playing a flat game in 3D, which don't get me wrong, is cool enough. But it wasn't the VR game I was expecting it to be, apparently, until now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And a couple things I learned when I looked into this mod. One, this person that created this mod is a chick. I'm not saying that that's surprised me, not because chicks can't do it. They just don't usually. Don't see many modders that are girls. I just thought it was cool. And then I thought this thing should be. This is like Scion's dream game, bro, with the survivalness and everything about it. And I guess it's been out for a while. From what Lipnox VR says, it's been out for like a year. But she's like really it's gaining traction. It's actually a lot more fine tuned now. And I actually was looking up at this a week or two ago, debating getting it. And I kind of the same reason that Lipnox VR says that he hasn't done it. It's a lot harder, so I was a little afraid. I was a little scared. So
That's what they say. You have the time?
The time is 12:10.
No.
Oh, quote time?
Wrong. It is quote time. Once again, this is Genghis VR, modder, streamer, and curator of this mod list that we're speaking about. Speaking to just what you're saying here, Roots. Quote, this overhaul is not easy. This is meant to be an immersive survival role playing game. You can customize things to your liking, but the default is a game where no compass, no HUD, bats is turned into bullet time, no auto targeting. The AI is also smart and will use tactics against you. Combat is fast paced and dangerous. There will be random ambushes. Radiation is actually deadly. You will die. Sounds great, doesn't it?
It does, actually. And Gamer Chick made a good point. She says she wishes that developers would just port their games properly over into VR instead of relying on modders to do it. And then Onakazi says, don't you just mean to Bethesda? And that's a very valid point. And you have to think about it, like some of these mods, man, that people are doing are so much better than professional teams have put together. Now, granted, this team, when they put it together, was 2016. It's been 5 years since then, and Bethesda just kind of dropped it and walked away. It seems like, right? But I agree. I think that they need to, and developers do seem like they're doing a little bit better. But man, think about what Bethesda could do if they sicked 100 people on it and said, "Do it." It could be one of the best games out there. And it's kind of a shame that Fallout 4 didn't do that, because it's such a big franchise and some people are really turned off about the game right now, and it looks like it's amazing.
Yeah, these games are coming. These AAA ports of flat games that everybody wants to play, they're coming. The modders are just doing it because we don't want to wait. And particularly with these VR games that are being modded. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about Fallout. We're talking about Skyrim. These are our Gen 1 VR games. So I kind of get why they haven't supported it, today. But you're right. They should have supported it better out of the box, because basically they just released these things. And I mean, Doom VFR, I mean, wouldn't even run on Oculus Rift until people modded it in. So yeah, I think Bethesda specifically could have done a better job with their VR support. But I'm thankful for these modders. I mean, these guys, it's a thankless job, right? People, they'll praise you all day for it, but when you rattle the donation cup out there, people aren't really stepping up to donate. So I think we all owe them a debt of gratitude.
Absolutely, because it is pushing things. But I think some of these mods people don't realize, and maybe not now, but in the early days, probably opened the eyes of some of these big companies, right? When they saw how good a modder did that doesn't it just doing it on the side could bring their game into VR. It's like, oh shit, why didn't we do that? That should be on every developer's mind, right?
Absolutely. Phil Yorn says, this is still my most played favorite VR game. And VR Spry Guy says, I still haven't played Fallout 4 VR. I guess I was waiting for a good reason. This mod sounds good. Yeah, sounds great, right? So why don't we all just go download it right now? Not so fast. It requires not only the VR version of the game, but also all official DLCs from the flat version of Fallout 4 from Steam, all of which are included in the Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition. Provided that you do have all the DLC, you can get started by closely following Genghis VR's comprehensive guide on how to install the mod list using Wabbajack, an automated mod list downloader. Installing the mod list requires a fair bit of configuration and an SSD with at least 85 gigabytes to spare. The reason for requiring all the DLC isn't just about making a more visually pleasing experience, but rather making it a more immersive survival RPG experience by bringing an extreme level of danger to the game. For the record, you can grab Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition for around $15 if you look in the right place at the right time. So Scion says it sounds like his kind of jam, and I got to agree. I like this type of challenging exploration shooter. This is the reason, a big driver for me getting into PCVR, and I could not be more thrilled to hear the claims that this streamer slash modder is making. I hope that it's as good as this sounds, because this sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's definitely does sound amazing, and everything that I felt like was a drawback in the original, at least my drawback. This is Roots' personal drawback. This is why I stopped playing. I just focused on building a bunch of crap. I was like, all of a sudden I had to build a big base, and then I just got stuck on it, and this just does that for me, so that's good. Only thing is, I don't want it to be harder per se, but I definitely want it to be more optimized, more like a VR game. I've never played through the full game myself, and this was the first time I ever played Fallout 4 VR, was Fallout 4 in general. So I definitely would like to go back into it and actually play it. So.
Yeah, same here. I've never played any Fallout before. I've never played Skyrim before. I never played any kind of Half-Life game before, and I've never played Doom 3 before. So it's all VR first for me, and I'm so happy now that I didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And do you own the Game of the Year edition? I just looked. I do not.
Not yet, but I will soon. And just you guys watch the Discord. When I find the right price and buy it, which I will do, you have my word. I'm going to be looking vigilantly for this. When I find it on sale, I'll post it in the VR bargain bin on our Discord. So if you haven't already, there's a invitation in the description. Be sure you're on our Discord.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Roots, I think we're about halfway through the news. Why don't we give away another code to our friends in chat? We got a nice little crowd going on here.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. I guess Lipnox VR said he watched the video, and the girl says there's things you could do to make it easier. But I'm not going into a VR game to make it seem realistic. I've never played a VR game that I felt like I was in the real world. It's still a simulation. It's always going to be a simulation. So I'm not too worried about that as far as realism goes. If I want realism, I walk out my front door and I can look at the real world. It's real, Wes. Everything's real, bro.
What he's saying is this mod pack is geared toward making the game realistic. It's hard to find ammo. Enemies are dangerous, and radiation kills you.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is I easily will turn those things off. I don't care about it being. I'd rather, just like the same reason when I went into a Solus project this weekend. I turned everything down to zero. No food. I don't have to worry about the sun or the cold. Some people would say that's ruining the experience, but it got me into it. Otherwise, I would, if I'm having to run around and try to stay alive, I just don't want to play it. That's at least in that game. So.
Well, the good news is that this modder does say that you can customize it. There are options. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Les Marwick says Bethesda should have supplied the DLC with Fallout 4 VR. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and kudos to them for supplying it with Doom 3.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Game Belay has Fallout 4 Game of the Year for $16.95. Spry Guy says if you don't want to wait. So
Drew says Fallout 4 is super PC resource intensive. That's why I haven't bothered with it yet. Well, apparently, according to this, there's optimization in these mods, which that's crazy to me that a modder could do something like that and Bethesda wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it just shows you they just kind of, like I said, they abandoned it and just left it out there, and it's cool that other people are taking up the banner, right?
Yep, absolutely. So while we've still got Scion in chat, why don't we give away Scion's favorite game in the whole wide world, The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So here's the deal, guys. We're going to give away a copy of The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. We have this game on Steam or on PlayStation VR. So whoever wins will have their pick between the two, Steam or PlayStation VR. So PSVR guys that are waiting for a PSVR prize, here's your chance to jump in and grab one. If you don't already have what is probably the best game on PlayStation VR.
Hey, I'm surprised if you don't own this already. Shocked.
All right, so now we got to just think about a question, Roots, something to ask people. Um, okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. So we're giving away the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. For a copy of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on Steam or PlayStation VR, your choice, answer this question. The first person to answer in the chat will win the game. Who is the development studio behind The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners?
Spry Guy says 4. Oh, that was
and
last
Jim
question.
Hall is and Jim Hall is at home yelling Tetris Effect.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, he's not. His computer, he can't. Well, he's probably putting his computer back together. He had a huge thing with his radiator not working. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's overheating.
Shout out to Jim Hall. Palo Triani coming through with Skydance. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So Paolo, you know the drill. Hit me up on Discord after the show. Lipnock's coming through saying I don't want the code. He's just answering to play. Mepper says obviously it's Tiffany, and so does Spry Guy. Oh, anyway.
Tiffany says it's Treyarch. Oh wait.
But Paolo says ignore me. Midlife Kid says Skydance.
Oh, there you go, Midlife Kid. I'm assuming Paolo says he doesn't want the game. He just answered it, and if that is true, then that means Midlife Kid gets it, right?
Well, let's clarify here, Paolo. You said ignore me. Did you mean that you are disqualifying yourself from the prize?
I'm assuming he's played it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's got an awesome channel, so I assume that he's already has this game.
Yep.
Yeah. He says, no, give it to someone else, guys. I own it. All right. So, Midlife Kid, congratulations. You just won one of, if not the best VR game I've ever played, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Hit me up on the Discord or Twitter after the show. Again, both links are in the description. And Lethal Weasel VR. And tell me which platform you want the game on, and we will get the code right over to you.
Yeah, nice.
Lipnox VR says, I have The Walking Dead on Oculus, PSVR, Vive Infinity, and Steam. As do I, friend. As do I. And you know what? Every version of that game blows me away. Like it blew me away on PC just with the things it was doing. And then on the Oculus Quest, I couldn't believe that they actually were able to port that to that, to that standalone device. It still blows me away just to think about it. And then on PlayStation VR, I couldn't believe how good it turned out on PlayStation VR. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, dude. It's awesome though. Midlife Kid, that's awesome.
Scion says, I thought it was some zombie game studio. No, it was that mech game studio that made a zombie game.
That's right. Yeah, I still want to hear that your son goes into that game one of these days.
One of these days he will.
Yeah,
nah, bro. He's growing up now. He's too good for rail shooters.
Yeah, that's true. Unless it's Zombieland. I heard that's pretty good, man. That's not really a rail shooter, but I keep hearing that people are saying it's good, Wes.
Yeah, man. That's what people keep saying. The gameplay loop in that thing is addictive. And I thought, get this, I thought that XR Games was offering us a code because I got this email the other day that said it said something to the effect like you previously asked for a copy of Angry Birds game for free. Well, we would like you to play our new, Zombieland game. And I was thinking, yes, all right, we'll check it out. People say it's good. And then you scroll down a little bit more and it says it for only $24.95 on, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, no, thank you.
That's crazy, bro. I almost bought it. I'm on the fence, man. I want to try it. It's kind of like Crashlands. There's enough good reviews. Like every review has been good except for people that had issues with it early on with the patch or something. But it's like almost 5 stars across the board. So
Lipnox VR says I got that email too.
that's like that was
Yeah,
probably like a April Fool's joke. You want the game for free? Well, April Fool's, bro.
I'll tell you
1995.
what, man. If you really want to cover it, we probably can. I know a guy, so we might can still get our foot in the door on that one.
Yeah, yeah, dude. If you know a guy, I I,
I
I want
do.
to try it for sure.
I do know a guy. But we'll see. Maybe coming to a Wednesday show near you. So stay tuned for that one.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, let's jump back into Yupitergrad. Scion says the good old days when Skydance made PCVR only. They also made PSVR. Don't forget, sir.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That's
true.
that's where I first played Archangel. That was on PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Delirium Drew says I still got to buy and try Crashland and Zombieland. I figure I haven't used a refund in months. At least try these two for an hour. Dude, you need to buy Crashland now. You're not going to
You're not
refund it. It
refunding
is
it.
awesome. I promise you. That game is awesome.
Yeah, you're not refunding Crashland. And from what everybody says, even Gamertag as well, you're probably not going to return Zombieland as well. But I can guarantee Crashland because I've played it enough of it that I would never return that game. Like I would question somebody's soul if they return that game. So
Delirium Drew says, yeah, well, WTF was the Yupitergrads update. Yeah, that's what we're about to talk about right now. Swinging platformer Yupitergrad launched last summer and quickly won players over with its excellent locomotion style and its old school level design. To give new players a taste of the gameplay, developer Game Dust is set to launch a free version in April alongside a selection of updates to the main game. The free standalone edition is titled Yupitergrad Sneaky Peeky, and it features a short version of the tutorial as well as selected time attack levels. As for the main updates, these will come into lots during April for PCVR and Oculus Quest players. The first update is a quality of life update, and it will introduce improvements such as Steam achievements, friends leaderboards, player height adjustment for VR, and improved user interface with easier access to the options menu. The second update will be the next challenges update, adding 10 new time attack levels, new obstacles, and new music, all for free. Both of these updates will come to the PlayStation VR version shortly after, although a PlayStation version of the Sneaky Peeky has not yet been confirmed. So here we are, Roots. One of the sleepers of 2020, one that kind of smacked us from out of nowhere and ended up being one of our favorite releases of the year, Yupitergrad, trying to get its game in more players' hands by introducing a demo version of the game, which seems, from what they're saying here, to be pretty substantial things. Good enough to make free stuff and killer deals at least.
yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like usually if with a lot of games, you have to worry about giving away too much, right? But the beauty of this game, and this is why they release 10 new speed tracks. Usually most of that type of stuff means nothing to me in most games. But the gameplay, the obstacles, it's all about it. Like the story is second to that. You know what I mean? It's the movement. So this is like the perfect game for a free trial because they're going to get in there. They're going to feel how amazing it is to move around. They're going to get to do some courses, and I don't see how you don't buy this game afterwards, right? Like this because it feels so good. The gameplay is so good, and the story, as amazing as it is secondary, which is an amazing thing to have because the story is really good, but it's not what the meat of the game, right? So I think it's good. I think it's a good news for everybody.
Yeah, it kind of says it all that a significant portion of their demo is the tutorial.
Yeah.
I mean, the tutorial was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And you'll be able to, this is one of those games that I don't think if you never tried it, we all grew up, at least the older ones of us, on platformers, right? This is such a unique platforming game, and even the movement is more unique than Windlands 2, which I love Windland 2's movement because of the propulsion things and the way that you can crank with your joystick. You can crank up that thing, and it just adds different elements of the way you can move around. And it's an amazing game, and adding more content to it as well as a preview, a sneaky peeky, sounds good to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you were saying was true. Generally, I wouldn't care for these type of competitive race style tracks being added to a story driven game. But we're talking about this game specifically, you know, more levels is more levels, and that's all I want from this game. It was really the only complaint about it is that there wasn't enough of it. So if they're going to add 10 new tracks into it, you know, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's more gameplay. And Skiva says the voice acting was terrible, but the gameplay was mechanics were awesome. I don't think it was supposed to be like a cheesy Russian. Wasn't the best, but I thought it was good. And Rattlehead throwing out a code. Grab it quick. I don't know what it is. Let us know what it is when you win it.
Yeah, yeah, guys. Whoever picks that up, let us know what he's sharing. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Happy
Yeah.
100 to you.
That's why our community is the best, Wes. The best out there.
Phil Yarn says, Until You Fall will be on Viveport Infinity on the 15th. Yes, always wanted to play that one. It's a good one, man. It's one of the better roguelites, and uh, it's one of the best and most challenging melee games that I've played.
Man, I thought you were saying you always wanted to play it. I was gonna be like, Wes, we played it, but that was what Phil Yarn says. So Phil, let us know in the Discord what you think, bro. I'm curious to see if you like it as much as we did.
Yeah, yeah. It's been pretty unanimous. I haven't heard many people play that one and walk away from it like, man. Most people enjoyed that game, and you know, it's you're not going to believe that it's procedurally generated when you're in there. The levels look so good, and you build towards something too. It isn't just lather, rinse, and repeat. There's a proper progression to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's actually pretty difficult if you set it on the normal or harder modes, right? I know I went easy uh after a while there. Kind of like Asgard's Wrath with their it was one of the Until You Fall was one of the first ones that really incorporated that you can't waggle your sword. You actually have mechanics, right? You got to block and swipe. I mean, there's some mechanics to it. It's different, right? So
Yeah, Lipnox says, "Yay, more Vive Infinity." Yeah, but stay tuned. We're going to talk some more Vive Infinity here in a minute. Techno Glitch says, "Who wants to do a co-op in Killing Floor?" So I guess Rattlehead sharing a Killing Floor incursion key.
nice. That's actually one of the things on our list today for killer deals, right?
It is. It is absolutely is, and it's a great game just for that specific reason. But I'll pose this question to the chat right now: Who wants to do a co-op in Killing Floor with Techno Glitch? First person to say me will get a Steam key for Killing Floor incursion. Go.
Nice, dude. Who doesn't love that, bro? And you get to hang out with Technoglitch. He's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, what we were talking about? Oh, we're talking about Yupitergrad. This is incredible. What do you make of the fact that they haven't confirmed the demo version for PlayStation VR?
That is kind of weird. I don't know. What do you think? Because I don't really I don't see. There's got to be something that you're thinking is weird about it, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The only thing I could think of is that there's probably uh, like a different QA process. They would probably have to where it's a different version, and PSVR QA approval is notoriously difficult to make it through. I got to imagine, if anything, that would be the reason behind it.
Yeah, dude, I need to play this again, bro. Just watching this game footage makes me want to swing through all these obstacles.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got new tracks, and I still haven't done all of speed tracks that are in it right now. So I mean, what's that? This is gonna make 20 or 30 different tracks for us to get in there and try out. We need multiplayer. If any game needs multiplayer, it's this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking that I would love to swing around in there and look over and see Wes swinging. And that was one of the coolest parts of Windlands 2 was the multiplayer, in my opinion.
Technoglitch says gamer chick 13 wins.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess
I
she's
didn't
putting
see.
her hand up here. I guess that would be. I guess that would be her.
I think
I
so
don't know.
because Spry Guy said what nobody likes Technoglitch. Then he said maybe everybody already owns it. So if it's not Gamer Chick, then
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think she was answering Drew. Drew
Yeah.
asked who's playing mini golf and synth riders later.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If nobody
Anyway,
calls it, we could give it to one of the audio people.
yeah. Well, I mean we've got multiple, so they can certainly choose it. But I'll just put it out there like this. Apparently, everybody in the chat already owns it. If you don't, leave a comment or hit me up on Twitter. Audio listeners or viewers, first person to claim it wins. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
Technoglitch says, "So do I win another copy?" No, we're going to find you a player, sir. Whether it be from the replay viewers or from our audio listeners, probably going to be from our audio listeners because it's the first time we've ever done a giveaway for them.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they're kind of like the redheaded stepchild. They get forgotten easily.
And by the way, this is an extra impromptu thing. It doesn't disqualify you from the giveaway that we talked about at the top of the show. That goes for audio as well as comments. This is a different thing.
Yep.
Dark Angel with the 650 donation says, "Cheers, thank you very much. We appreciate it."
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here live because all the live people rock, and all the people that don't watch it live rock a little bit less. Oh,
but they still rock.
They still rock. Yeah,
way more than most VR communities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Radio Runt says he's loading up that Valheim VR mod.
Yeah, let me know how that goes, Radio Runt, because I say basically everybody is in love with the Forest VR. I had my fill of the Forest VR, but I could totally see myself getting into Valheim VR because that's like the forest on crack. Like you can sail on the ocean. You got monsters and stuff to fight.
Oh, is it one of those survival games?
It looks like the Forest VR, but with actual thought behind it. And that's not a knock at the Forest, but I guess it kind of is. A little slight backhand at Scion VR. But it just looks really good if you could play that in VR. Because we were at a bought it thinking we were going to play it in Vorpex, and then all of a sudden this mod dropped this week. And Radio Runt, you got it, dude. He said, "I hope you guys talk about the Valheim VR mod. You just made it happen, bro." So
yeah, taking action, Radio Runt, in the chat.
Yeah, Delirium Drew, Tip Train, get on board.
Choo choo. Thanks, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about another game. I mean, first of all, how many of these games that we've talked about today have we covered before? Probably like all of them, right? Let's see, Yupitergrad, that was a big one last year. Fallout 4, that was one early on for us. Into the Radius, we've covered extensively. Pop 1, you've streamed like days worth of content on that. And then Pavlov, we've talked about before. I mean, what a perfect 100th episode, right?
Yeah. And even the next one, we even talked about this one when there was more people on the show. That's how long ago this one we talked about, right?
Yeah, we did a proper review, if I'm not mistaken, of 10 Hearts. Developer Rogue Sun initially revealed 10 Hearts back in 2016 for Oculus Rift and HTC Vive, with an early access launch taking place in 2018. The following year, the team went silent, pulling 10 Hearts from Steam, noting it was, quote, now working with an incredible publisher so that the team would be able to, quote, realize the full vision of the game. Apparently, that vision is now slated to arrive at the end of 2021 for VR and non-VR platforms. 10 Hearts is a delightful puzzle title that involves helping 10 soldiers navigate through 40 levels. This involves using items in the world to change their direction, such as angled blocks or bouncing them off drums to traverse wider sections. Coming from some of the team behind Fable, 10 Hearts offers an enchanting narrative about love and compromise, with the gameplay spanning generations and dimensions. This past week, Rogue Sun released an almost identical cinematic trailer to the trailer from a couple of years ago, with one main difference: the supported platforms at the end. This was originally a PC VR title, but now PlayStation VR and Oculus is listed alongside PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox
Wow.
consoles. There's no mention of whether 10 Hearts will offer native Oculus Quest support. So, Roots, when we played the early access version of this almost 2 years ago, it was a very polished game then. We couldn't really believe that it was kind of an early access thing because, I mean, this thing looked legit. And it honestly, maybe my memory is a bit off, but, uh, you know, from a production standpoint, I believe it could still hold up with the VR games of today, which is good as it's set to get a launch later this year.
This game, if I remember correctly, at least from my words that came out of this mouth, I said it was magical. It was just something that was like all these, the detail on these characters and getting up close and watching all the half the time I spent was watching those the lemmings, because it's like a lemmings game, right? Puzzle lemmings game. Um, just I was just in awe of just the different that how much detail was in there. So you're now telling me it's going to be even better, and it's coming to PSVR. That's awesome news. And thank you to Skiva for keeping the tip train rolling. He says, and Lipnox VR says he said he donated with a share on Twitter, and like I said, we'll accept that currency, sir. We appreciate it for sure.
Well, let me tell you, sir, your Patreon donation, it's the best deal in VR, man. You're gonna find out soon between my weekly show notes and the Always Awesome Money Show that we're making it worth the Patreon's while.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this game, like a lot of people are saying that they this looks cool, is something that they're interested in. I know I've got own it on Oculus myself, and it's amazing. The fact that it's coming to flat games as well tells you a lot of things. This is starting to become a mini trend, right? We're starting to see some of these games go from VR to flat. Persistence, I guess that was kind of created at the same time, I think, but I'm not sure. But I know we've seen games do it, and it's not very often, but we're starting to see more and more of it. So it's really cool.
I'm glad that this game is resurfacing now because, to be quite honest, it hasn't remained in the forefront of my mind. But this absolutely deserved to be one of those titles. One of those, I got a new headset and wow, it's so super clear, this new display. I need to check out X title. This deserves to be one of those titles because it's that beautiful. The characters and storytelling are put you in the mind of something like Moss, but the gameplay is completely different. It plays like a slow-paced light puzzler with some, but there's more variance in what you can do. It's all about redirecting a path, a straight line path. So it plays like a light puzzler or maybe even like Gadgeteer. Um, but it's really cool because the way that they've tied it into the story, and again with immaculate production values, it's no wonder that this game is getting a flat release. Although I got to imagine that it's not going to be nearly as effective through the window as is the case for most games.
No, it'll be a cool game, but it's not going to be like being in there and getting up close to these guys and watching them walk across and march their way around. What was cool was the puzzles got, I mean, kind of like Gadgeteer, which is a perfect example. It just, the scale, it just kept getting harder and harder, more bizarre, makes you think outside the box. But one of the things that was the coolest and makes me want to go back into it was exactly what you just said, the story, because the story was unique. and I didn't get that far into it because the puzzles got a little hard for me, Wes. I played just enough to be able to talk about it and give a review, but I need to get back in here and nut up or shut up, Roots, and beat this game. I want more of the story, and if I remember, it was kind of at least what I saw was kind of like had some heartstrings to the beginning of it. At least what I was remembering. There's something weird going on in this world, and I don't know exactly what. But it's between the father and the daughter, right? Something I don't remember. Something like that.
Gameplay spanning generations and dimensions, Roots. And dimensions.
Dimensions. Lipnox VR sold. Congratulations. You are now a patron of Virtual Strangers. Welcome to the fold, bro.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And yeah, feel free at your own leisure to peruse our recent posts on there and get a taste of what we're providing on there. I've really it's been a big focus of mine lately, is the patrons. And speaking of which, Traveling Man 3775 coming through with the 3775 donation, giving the train turbo so it gets that vest to you sooner, guys. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that just really rocked that train, man. You know what I just saw, Wes? I just saw the doc throw one, or Marty throw one of those things in the train, and we just boosted towards 88 miles per hour, bro. We're about to take off into the future.
That's so awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lip Knox. Thank you, Skiva. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Drew. Drew says, yep, been meaning to sign up. Add another new patron. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys rock, bro. Yeah.
And yeah, wow, man, I'm blown away. You guys are awesome. Thanks. I promise you that you're going to see the fruit of this very soon. In fact, what we've been meaning to do with it is number one on my priority list this week. So big things coming. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, great Scott, Spry Guy says. Perfect place for that.
Island Cara joining the chat says, you know who else likes trains?
My mom.
Oh yeah, she does. She's been making an appearance in my streams, Wes. She's getting down and dirty there. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I do hear she loves streams, especially the golden ones.
Yeah, that's definitely that is definitely what I heard as well. I was going to keep it a secret, but I guess it's out there now.
Anyway, one of our newest patrons here, Lipnox VR, wants to talk some Viveport Infinity. So let's not keep him waiting. Let's talk a little bit about HTC Vive. HTC Vive has announced it's partnering with social platform Sansar to help deliver Lost Horizons spring season of live stream events. Lost Horizons is put together by the team behind Glastonbury's Shangri-La experience, offering a mixture of music and art. There are 6 stages, each with its own programming and style. Artists taking part this year include Jaden Thompson, Kill the Noise, Malone, the Martinez Brothers, and Tysock. The Lost Horizons seasonal events don't purely provide music and art. There's also a focus on human interaction with guided meditation, hidden wormholes, interactive games, and secret quests to explore. To join in with the festivities, you'll need to set up a free Sansar account if you don't already have one. You can then jump into the social platform using your Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, or Valve Index, or stream via PC browser, tablet, or smartphone. Just like any event, tickets are on sale, either individually or you can pay $20 for the season ticket. However, thanks to HTC Vive's participation, Viveport users can access the events for free by requesting codes to redeem. Roots, this is awesome. You know, I've kind of been wondering, Wave VR jumped out at absolutely the wrong time. Just as VR starts to blow up, the Wave removes VR support. And I've been wondering who's going to step up and kind of fill that void. And Sansar's done a few of these events already. Lost Horizon being one that they did last year, I specifically remember. But this thing looks absolutely awesome. I mean, so much so that they're selling tickets to a digital event a $20 ticket at that. But how cool is it that HTC Vive has decided to help up or step up and help support this thing, and in return, pass it on to their Viveport users. By the way, when I say Viveport users, I don't mean Infinity subscribers. I mean Viveport users. So if you have anything on Viveport, you can request tickets to these events for free. And anybody who needs the link to it, just hit me up on the Discord or on Twitter, and I'll share the link with you.
Well, what's cool is, like you said, you could not even know what Viveport is right now. You could go download it, download a free experience. And from what you're saying, it sounds like they're going to get into this thing for free. Well, what an amazing deal, right?
That is my understanding of it, sir, is that it is not solely for Infinity users, but for all Viveport users.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, even if it was just Infinity, what a great deal, man. I like exclusivity when I'm on the in crowd, Wes. As long as I'm on the inside, it's awesome for exclusive things. An exclusive, it's not exclusive. You can $20, bro. You can get in. You don't have Viveport. You hate Viveport for whatever reason. You're a masochist. You could still pay $20 and get your ticket to this thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. And, even if this type of electronic music isn't your jam, I mean, there's a lot more going on here with the art. And again, the wormholes, interactive games, secret quest. I mean, this just sounds like a good place to go with someone or with many someones. Because again, this is Sansar. We could all go, man. We could take the community with us.
That's true.
And just all go have a good time in this thing, which we might do.
Oh, that said $10. Maybe that was an older trailer, but yeah, or maybe that's just for the one event and the $20 ticket is for the season. But I'll tell you what, for some reason, when I think of an event like this, going with friends, hanging out, dancing, listening to music, Mepper's name just pops into my head full front. I miss me some Mepper, dude. Those were some good days, bro.
Yeah, Mepper went to the wave with us, didn't he?
Yeah, dude. That's where I met Mepper in real time, bro. Well, at least in outside of the chat. So I don't know. It's cool. I love these kind of things, and it's super cool that they're bringing. I like the fact that they're giving you avatars that you can design, and I guess if you want to dance and you have full tracking in VR, you're going to be the talk of the town, right? Because your legs, both of them, can move.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say that that's probably part of the motivation behind Vive sponsoring this. Now, I've praised HTC on many occasions here for doing just this sort of thing. That they, even more so than Oculus, they're a champion for the arts in VR. And I'd say that that's probably the one thing that I appreciate most from HTC, even more so than Viveport itself. The way that they support these young artists and these type of events is it's exceptional, and it deserves to be recognized.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just one of my favorite things about Viveport, is all these experiences and stuff, and all the music and this type of stuff. So that they let you experience, and a lot. You're right. They seems like Oculus focuses a little bit more on gaming, even though they do have their experiences as well. They just don't. I think Vive has really done a lot for the arts as well.
Yeah, well, Oculus had a studio for a while, but they shut it down, and it's been dispersed. And they still fund some things from time to time, but I certainly wouldn't put them on HTC's level at today's date with regards to this sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Delirium Drew says Patreon dance party. Hell yeah, man. Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Yeah, and that would be fun. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's going to wrap up an awesome lineup of news, dude. What a great representation for our 100th episode of news. What is old becomes new again, Roots. And I feel reborn going into the next 100 episodes.
Absolutely. Lipbox has a good point about Viveport Infinity. He says, every time I'm about to buy a Steam VR game, I go and I look on Viveport Infinity, I'm assuming, and half the time it's on there. So that's not a reason to get Infinity right there. I can't think of a better one.
Yeah, man, they're adding new stuff all the time. Stuff that you heard of and stuff that you haven't, man. I mean, this is like, and not just, janky garbage. I mean, there's obviously in a 1,000 title catalog, there's going to be some janky garbage, but I mean, that it was the worst of games and it was the best of games, right? They have them both.
Yeah, the janky garbage makes me laugh sometimes, dude. Like Tornafalo always have a place in my heart.
Person joining the chat says, I'm late to the party. What's good in the neighborhood? Well, the tip train was been great. And Viport, man, Viport giving away free $20 tickets to anybody who asked for it. So that's good as well.
Yeah, Lost Horizon Virtual Festival. You got it, bro. We're all going to be there. Hopefully.
Yeah. And they just did another thing like last weekend that I mean, we were a little late to the party on that one. There was like another event that they were giving tickets out to.
So did you see, maybe you and your wife could go check this out on a date or something, right?
Oh, I'm sure she's already in there, like thinking, "Oh, we're going to this," because we've got 2 PCs in the house now, and that's what she's all about, is getting in there. We went to the museum recently. I don't know if I talked about that on the show or not, but we went to the Museum of Other Realities and spent a couple hours in there, and it seemed like 5 minutes. There's so many amazing things in there, and we didn't even see it all. So, like the next night, she took my daughter in there, and they spent hours in it, and then she came back out saying, you got to go back in. You missed so much.
Wow.
So that place is amazing. And again, another Viport Infinity title, the Museum of Other Realities.
Yeah, that's so cool. Especially in a time when you may not be able to leave outside your house, depending on where you are in the world. So
absolutely. Yeah. I recommend that to anyone who hasn't checked it out yet. Even if you got to buy it, it's worth $20 all day long. I've spent more time in that place than I have half the VR games in my library.
Yeah, have you ever owned a membership to an actual museum? I've never felt like it was worth the cost of admission, like I would say the Museum of Other Realities is, just because there's so much, right?
Right. It's a museum that you don't have to put pants on to go to. And it's a legit museum. Like, you feel like you're at a museum when you're in it. You don't just feel like, okay, this is a good art collection. You feel presence in this place, like you're not in your room anymore.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yep, it's really cool.
All right, so let's get into the reminders here. We got a nice little group of reminders this week, and we're going to start with the titles that are out this week. We got a few, Roots. We got a few this week, and some good ones too. Kicking it off with Swarm, coming to us from Green Sky Games on April 8th. I'm pretty sure that that's Thursday. This is, yeah, that's Thursday, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, Thursday. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to this one on Wednesday due to the review embargo. But tune in on Thursday. We're going to have plenty of coverage of this one, and you guys are not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited, man. This game, I think, is going to be very well received, and we'll see.
Lipnock saying that the museum is not on Vive Infinity. That's right. They had it was free to play for a little while, and it occasionally is. They occasionally have these events that the museum hosts.
Last week it was free, right?
Right. It was free last week. And when they do, it's free for like 2 weeks. So if you don't want to drop the 20 on it, just hang tight. Within a few months, it'll be free to check out again. But if you do decide to buy it, I assure you, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. And Drew says, Swarm hype. This looks very cool. I think it looks like a mix between Space Invaders and Windlands 2. And it looks fast paced and looks cool.
It does. They just put a new trailer out and it looks amazing. Yeah, tune in Thursday. Lots more to come on this one.
Yep.
We also have traffic jams coming out this week from the Little Chicken Game Company and Vertigo Games, April 8th as well. A lot of people have been waiting on this one quite some time, Roots. Finally going to get a release this week.
Is this co-op? I can imagine the chaos. So this is my thought, is like if somehow you could co-op and I could like direct traffic at Gamer Chick and she's like trying to stop it from coming. Wouldn't that be fun? Like you could really screw somebody over with some traffic in this game. I don't think it's co-op, but every game
No.
needs to be co-op.
Yeah, that's my general takeaway is that every game should be co-op. And this one is a game, so it should be co-op.
Yeah, person says wearing pants is optional when playing VR and also when you report for CNN as far as Brian Stelter goes. I don't know if you saw that video.
Zing. And then Roots, we have another game the day after on April 9th. We have a game called Speedy Gun Salvage, which I was not aware of until yesterday. This is a game coming to us from Gameatronics on April 9th. It's a shooter. And you know how I feel about VR shooters, right?
Yeah, I didn't know about this game either. It definitely looks pretty intriguing for sure, right? 'Cause you said it comes out when?
Comes out on the 9th, on Friday.
Okay.
Give me have a second here and I'll give you the description on it. It seems like pretty cool. And I think you're a bounty hunter or something. You're going to these different planets to collect.
Who doesn't want to be a bounty hunter, bro? These days, right?
Dog.
Yeah, probably not, right? I have to be honest, it would be a nightmare time. It'd just be like being a police officer. Not a good time to be a police officer. Craziness.
All right. So
is out
Speedy
there.
Gun Savage, take on the role of Wolf, an intergalactic bounty hunter, and head to several planets to collect your cash. Early access release has 3 major planets, each with 2 or 3 subzones, over 10 different enemy types, and 3 boss fights. Launch April 9th for Valve Index, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and WMR. Looks
Okay.
polished to me, man. It looks like a polished shooter. And you know me, I love some shooting in VR.
Yeah, absolutely. Speedy Gun Savage or Salvage, or is it Salvage or Savage? I guess it's
Salvage.
Savage. I always thought
Savage.
I've been
You
thinking.
got it. I put salvage in my notes, but you're right. It is Savage.
That's all right. I put Salvage on mine as well. So, but it is Savage. Either way works.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe a sleeper there. We'll have to check it out and get back to you on that one. Looks cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So that brings us to our next reminder, and this is the part of the show where we remind you all to do your part and join us right now in real time as we support the developers by taking a moment while we're at our computers to wish list a game. This is something that these developers almost universally ask us for because it makes a difference. It raises the profile of their games on the various stores that they're selling on, and it also helps them to gauge user interest. So if you would right now, just take a moment with us to wish list one of these cool games that we've talked about today, or it could be another game that's been on your mind. But let's just go wish list something really quick, guys. Let's do it, you guys.
Let's do it. I'll tell you what. I got Swarm and Speedy Gun Salvage. Or Savage. Sorry, Savage. Let's pronounce it right for the people that made the game. Speedy Gun Savage. They both look amazing. And Traffic Jams was already on my list. So everything else we've talked about and played so many times that there's no way that I could request them again. But
yeah, Swarm's already on my list, so I'm going for Speedy Gun Savage as well. Because I really, honestly, this game looks pretty cool, and I got to think that out of all these games, this one could probably use the boost, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it just dropped, dude. I mean, we didn't even know it was coming out until now. So
yeah, and 3 planets, each with 2 or 3 levels. Each planet has a boss fight, and this is just early access. I'm sure this game is going to grow with time.
Mepper says he would wish list Tin Hearts, but he already bought it. So definitely
Good for you.
Yeah, good pickup. Definitely a good game, especially if you like that type of puzzle lemmings thing. And man, I really enjoyed it. This is like got a Christmas feel too. It's kind of like I felt like it was very a good charming. I really liked it. So
Yeah, and you can't buy it anymore. Like it's still got a Steam page, but you can't buy it. They pulled it.
yeah. So is it not on the Oculus? I mean, I guess that's where I own it is Oculus. I don't know if it's still available on Oculus.
Oh, I'm not sure if it is or not. I know they pulled it from Steam. I'm looking at the page right now.
Yeah, because you said that, when I read the notes, I went and looked to see if has it gone from my Steam library, and then I realized, oh, I bought it on Oculus.
Oh, well, they didn't pull it from people's libraries. They pulled it from the store.
Yeah. So
All right. So thank you guys for those of you who joined us in wishlisting a game. Be sure to let us know in the comments what you wishlisted. It helps the developers when you wishlist things, and it helps us when you leave comments. So let us know down below what you put your heart on this week.
yeah. And Diz, you're gonna love the episode 2. That's Wes's fave for the gallery.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the gallery's awesome, dude. It's one of the things on our list today, actually. I'm pretty sure I put it on the Steam section. If I didn't, I should have.
We're
But
bad.
let's
No, I was gonna say we're bad for Chris Richardson's acquisition disorder. He keeps picking up all these games that he hasn't played, and that's kind of in the same boat. But it's there for when you're ready, Chris. So
He says the deal monger and me can't resist. Well, guess what? You're just in time, friend, because it is once again time for free stuff and killer deals. Everybody's favorite reminder, Roots, mine included.
yeah.
And boy, do we have some stuff this week. And we're going to kick it off a little different this week and talk about Population 1. Big Box VR has created a coupon code for Upload VR readers that are new players to Population 1. And let me stress that new players only. If you're a new player, meaning you have installed the game within the past week, all you have to do is redeem the code Upload VR on your account between now and the 7th at 12 a.m. Pacific, and you will get 750 Bureau Gold in-game currency for free. So that Roots, this is about a $10 value from the Pop One in-game currency for all new players that use code Upload VR when they log into Pop One.
You said new, right? Not nude.
Nude.
Okay.
All nude
Yeah.
players.
I'll tell you what, it kind of sucks because I want my free coins, damn it. I'm not new. What if I uninstall it and reinstall it? Can I trick it into believing? Maybe I'll go buy the Steam version just so that I can get 750 free coins. That doesn't make sense, does it?
What you might could do is if you've got your Quest, Quest has the multi-user option on it now. Maybe you can
Ooh.
just log a new account on your Oculus Quest and start all over again.
Oh, God, I don't want to start over, though. My skins, Wes, all my skins.
Yeah, I know. But 750 gold, bro.
Yeah, yeah. ET2K9 says to 100 more weeks. Keep them the tip train rolling.
Tip train, choo-choo. Thank you, ET2K now. I agree. 100 more at least to
At
the
least.
next 100.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got it right because he's saying weeks. A lot of people are like 100th episode. Man, we passed out a long time ago, right? Like somebody was saying, I think it was MASH or somebody. There's not many shows out there that are putting 2 or more things out a week. So
2 quality shows and 2 different shows, right? I mean, we do 2 podcast formatted shows every week, but they couldn't be more different. I mean, we do news and current events discussion on Sunday, and this is the flagship. This is what we've done from day one is this show. And then on the Monday / Wednesday / whatever day we decide to do it on show, we talk about what we've been playing. We discuss the larger topics in the VR world. And this week, we do Game of the Month.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a good week to not miss, right?
Yeah. This week, we're doing Synth Riders, Adrenaline DLC pack. What else, Roots? What was the other game?
I forget now. I know that we just solidified it, right? Oh, the Floor Plan 2.
Floor Plan 2. Yeah, Floor Plan 2 this week. Synth Riders, Adrenaline DLC, and Game of the Month for March, which is not going to be easy. We're going to need help with it, guys. So be sure you're tuning in to the only Late Night VR podcast this Wednesday night, right around midnight, normally when we go on.
That's a good point. We love everybody coming to the show after the fact, but you can't help shape the Game of the Month unless you're there live. I mean, how many times has it came down to what the chat is saying? They get to have a direct effect on not only what games are the Game of the Month, but ultimately what makes the Game of the Year. You guys get to help choose, so definitely want to be there for sure.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of good games come out last month too.
Yeah.
I think, and you know what? I think this month's going to be better than last. And we predicted this. Remember, coming out of the 2020 show, we said there'd be a short break, a short lull, and then around March and April, things are going to start picking up. And sure enough, just like clockwork, here come the games, friends.
Yep. Absolutely.
We got PSVR Without Parole about to announce new stuff from True at Pixel, about to give us a release date for Alvo. Hell, I bet we even get a Sniper Elite date soon. What do you want to bet?
I bet we do too. Yeah, I think things are getting ready to just go crazy here soon, and I'm excited.
As am I, friend. As am I. Onakazi coming through and helping us all out by letting us know that Fanatical has Dirt Rally 2 Game of the Year on sale for $5.
Wow, is it on? It's the Steam version, right?
Yeah, Steam version.
Yeah, every time I say I need to pick that up, but then somebody told me you can turn off the people in your car. I always thought they had to be there, so maybe I look at the game differently.
Yeah, perhaps. Delirium Drew saying Doom 3 is game of the month. Cosmo Dread, maybe. Doom is my choice official release. Well, here's the cool thing, Drew. Our game of the month is by platform. So we have PlayStation VR game of the month. We have Oculus Quest game of the month. We have PC VR game of the month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris Richardson says, geez, Sniper Elite. Yeah, man, I don't have any inside information. I really don't. I got a feeling about that one. It's getting ready to reemerge.
Yeah, I think so too. Gorilla Tag, what people are screaming in the chat. We need to check that out, Wes. I don't want to break my TV and or monitor though. I'm scared, Wes.
Gorilla Tag was up for last month's game of the month, so I don't think it's going to be up again this month.
No, I think he's just saying it's good. We need to play it.
Well, maybe it is.
Yeah.
But I just bought this TV, bro. I don't want to break it.
And it's good. It's a good TV. I definitely don't break that one.
Anyway, let's get back to the free stuff and killer deals here, and let's talk about PlayStation Plus. The month of March games are only around for a couple more days, and there's some bangers. So if you haven't claimed them, you need to get on that right now and get them. Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4, absolutely free. Remnant from the Ashes, PS4, absolutely free. Destruction All Stars for PS5, free. Maquette for PS5, free. And Farpoint, one of the best VR shooters I've ever played, absolutely free, included with your PlayStation Plus subscription for the month of March. I'm sure April's going to be awesome too, but you don't want to miss these games. Go claim them now before it's too late.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Not the only free games on Sony this month, as we've detailed the last couple of weeks, that there are 9 games available. Absolutely free. You don't even have to be subscribed to PS Plus. Any PlayStation owner can claim Abzu, The Witness, Enter the Gungeon, Subnautica, Res Infinite, Paper Beast, Thumper, Moss, and Astrobot Rescue Mission 100% for free right now. So if you have a PlayStation account, go claim these games. I mean, there's 5 of the best VR games ever included in that list. And you don't have to pay anything, just a minute of your time.
Or if you're going to get a PlayStation VR down the road and you know you're going to get one, don't deceive yourself and say, I'm going to get a PlayStation VR too, but I'm never going to play through Astrobot. You're going to want to play through it, and then you're going to go back and buy it. Right now, you do it now, you get it for free, right? You don't even need to. I guess you do have to have a PlayStation account. You
do have to have a PlayStation to do it. I think somebody said you have to download it or queue it up or something to keep it, which I have already done.
Yeah. Well, either way, just do it. There's no reason not to, right?
Do it, bro. So let's talk about these sales on the PlayStation Network. Resident Evil 7, my favorite VR game to this day, is $10. Roots, the only thing that would ever make me hesitate to tell somebody to buy this game for that price is the fact that the gold edition goes on sale quite often as well, and it has all the DLC with it.
Well, it depends. Okay, like someone like myself, I'm never going to play the DLC because I probably a good chance I won't make it through the entire game to get to that point. But if you're one of those people that's going to play every smidge of everything, absolutely wait. But $10, man, you could play it today. You could be running from Jack right now, and I guarantee you are going to be running from Jack because he is freaky as hell in VR.
Yeah, and with Resident Evil 8 like a month away at this point, I mean, you got to get 7 in and get it done, right?
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it now. And just warning you, man, you're gonna think he's down, bro. He's not down. He's coming
It's
back.
like Rocky. He gets back up.
Hey, he's worse than Rocky, dude, because he gets back up and he is pissed, bro. I've never felt like a trepidation as much as in this game, where I need to get away from this guy, and I need to get away from him very fast. And it's crazy. It's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's my favorite still to this day.
Yeah.
Ace Combat 7. A bit pricey normally, but at $15, you might want to consider this one. That it's not fully VR, but the VR missions in it are cool, and I'd say it's worth $15.
Yeah, absolutely. I played the missions back in the day. I rented it from Redbox and played some of this, and it was cool. It was definitely a really cool experience. And I wonder if they'll ever bring this to PC. Now, if you're wondering why we're not showing a trailer for this, there's copyright strikes all over that franchise, bro. You can't even show a picture of it without them wanting to screw you over. So, but yeah, definitely cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a steal, Roots. Dreams, $13. Endless VR content here. User made, but some of it very good. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, and this is something you need to go back into more, right? Because they've been adding all sorts of stuff for the last few months. So
yeah, I haven't even checked out Dreams in my PS5 yet, which people say it makes a big difference. So you're right, I do.
Chris Richardson says he wants to know if RE8 was confirmed for PSVR. He didn't think, or VR in general, didn't think it had been yet. What are your thoughts on that, Wes? I know it hasn't officially been announced yet.
I've been sure since I know it's getting VR support. There's no question about that. The question is PSVR 1 or PSVR 2. Now, I've been fairly certain that this game was going to get PlayStation VR 1 support. And when they officially announced PlayStation 4 support for the game just like 6 weeks ago, that further confirmed it in my mind. But here we are, just a few weeks away from release, still no confirmation of PSVR 1 support. So it could very well be that they're going to hold this game for PlayStation VR 2, and I just think that would be a mistake. I mean, you're talking mid to late next year. People are still going to care about this. I mean, I'm sure some people will. I will. But if you want this to be a headset seller, you need to release it now. So hopefully sometime within the next week or two. I do know that there is a Resident Evil event this month, and hopefully we'll get an announcement then.
I think they would still hold up. You know, I mean, look at all the people, myself included, and granted, maybe it's tampered down over a year past, but we've been waiting for an RE7 port to PC VR forever, and people will jump on it immediately when it comes, even if it came today. So I think that even if they did RE8 with a PSVR 2, it would still do really well. I agree. I think it should come now because I want to play it now. I don't have it anyway, so I ain't playing it either way. But I think it would still do well.
Well, but we're talking about its drawing power as a headset seller. Sure, people who have PCVR would buy the game and play it again. Most of them own it already anyway to play it on Vortex. But we're talking about this game's ability to draw people in and buy the headset. And that gets significantly diminished the further away from its initial launch that you get.
Well, it depends. You know, assume you use it as a PlayStation VR 2 seller. It comes with the headset, you know, instead. And it's you know what I mean? This life cycle of the PlayStation VR 1 is almost dead. And people aren't running out to buy them now. I mean, they are. Some people are. But you know what I mean? Imagine that new headset drops. And now Resident Evil 8 drops at the same time. That could be a incentive to run out and buy the headset, you know? So
Well, I'm sure. I'm not saying it wouldn't be an incentive. I'm just saying it would be a much bigger incentive now while the game's new and fresh,
yeah,
rather than a year and a half down the line.
yeah.
Where we at here? No Man's Sky, $30. No Man's Sky is always on sale for $30. I threw it in here this week because did you hear, Roots? No Man's Sky got a new update this week.
I didn't. No Mansky. You know, I'll tell you what, man. This thing that's the theme of this game, bro. Is it's got a new update because they just keep adding to this game. You know, it's a big debate I keep seeing come up, and people are saying Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky, like they're pitting the two up against each other, almost like they're very similar games, which in a way I guess they are. But I've seen people, you know, vehemently saying both sides of it. You know, fuck you, it's No Man's Sky, or vice versa. So I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, Onakazi says, looks like Gamertag just put up a look at Valheim with the new VR mod. And Lipnox VR says, just like Wes says, virtual strangers mention it and then it's popular. Just like that, bro. Boom.
Yeah, he may have.
You heard it here first.
He may have already been thinking about it, but I'll tell you what, if he wasn't, how smart is that? Dude, you need to be first, bro. You know, like you need to get that shit out there, and he's got it, man. I'm gonna go watch that video after this. So
If you're not first, you're last, Roots.
that's right. I heard a wise person say that, right? If you're not first, you're last.
Right. But anyway, No Man's Sky Expeditions update, Roots. It's objective-based gameplay missions for groups. It's a co-op. It's co-op objective-based gameplay. It's new quests for
nice.
co-op.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it, man. That's what would get me in there more. An open world sandbox game. I guess it's not open world sandbox per se, but there's so much to it that, you know, I need some direction. I need some structure to pull Roots through this experience, right, of this game. So
You know who else loves to pull Roots?
My mom.
oh, she does, man.
So, Roots, I asked you, with this latest No Man's Sky update, is this the one that's finally going to get us back in the No Man's Sky?
This has the most potential out of all of them. I mean, it's got objective based missions, right, for us to do together. Co-op. And
But we got to put that initial hour to 90 minutes in to get to the co-op.
well, I may already be close. I've got my ship. It's built. I just need to fly somewhere. I don't know, man. And somebody said in the comments, Revero saw the most exciting thing in the patch notes optimizations, and that's the thing. You know, that's one of the major things that's kind of kept me out of it. Was the initial performance issues I had way back when, right? And you just like, it's kind of like Contagion. It doesn't matter how much they've came forward in that time frame, you still have that bad taste in your mouth from that initial experience. And so I do need to go back into it just so that I can see that No Man's Sky has come a long way since sliced bread was invented. So
Meow Mix says, yeah, I spent like 30 minutes playing Elite Dangerous and trying to figure out how to leave my ship and walk around the trading station. Guess what? You can't.
yeah, yet they're working on that, Wes. That's the new thing for Elite Dangerous is modes where you actually get to go out and do other things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I want that in Phantom Covert Ops.
Yeah, that's right.
So Tetris Effect, Roots, very underrated game, an awesome game, half off, $20.
Yeah, dude, that was the biggest obstacle was the cost, right? People are $40.
Yep.
You know, $20 all day long. This game is worth it. I thought it was worth 40, but for 20, there's no reason not to pick it up.
No doubt. A great game on every platform. A great game on Quest. A great game on PlayStation VR. An amazing game on Epic Games Store.
Yep, absolutely.
Doom VFR, Roots, a classic VR game, especially on PlayStation VR. $9.
Yeah, it's worth it all day long, especially if you don't want to invest in the 20. Dude, $20, man. That's only $11 cheaper. You could spend $29 and have both Doom games, right?
That's the way to go right there, because Doom VFR plays more like a classic Doom game. But Doom 3 is awesome. It's a great implementation of the aim controller and properly spruced up for VR. By the way, guys, I am putting up part 3 of the 3-part comparison series. The PC version has to be redone because I made a rookie mistake capturing the footage and it's unusable. So I've got to replay it. And I went through a lot to make this series, Roots. I did PlayStation first. I did Quest second. I'm doing PC last, but they're all in sequence. I'm not playing the same piece of game. So like I start the PlayStation VR version or the first episode already through. I didn't start it at the beginning of the game. I played into the game a little bit so that people didn't have to watch the boring stuff at the beginning. And then I played through that and then some for the Quest version. And then I played for like 2 or 3 hours just so I can get to the point where I can start the PC video. And now I got to do it again.
Oh, wow. Well, at least you're keeping it fresh. You know, that's one of the things that drives me crazy about content creators when a new game comes out is like you see the same footage for everybody. Nobody thinks outside the box and like says, okay, well, everybody's showing the beginning. Let me show the second stage, the third stage, the fourth stage, you know, because it's easiest. You know, you go in, you record the first part of the game and then you move on. And it's weird. It's a weird thing, man. I think, you know, a lot of channels should think about that, you know, but.
Yeah, Lipnock says you had the mouse cursor on the screen, right? No, I keep that permanently disabled in my OBS, but I didn't full screen it. Like it's just on a little corner of the of my desktop, and I could blow it up. I could cut it and blow it up, but it would take a hit resolution wise. I'd rather just replay the level.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? What a rookie mistake, Wes. What were you thinking?
Speaking of crazy, dude, that game is getting crazy, and I think I'm gonna put it on my list unless you just want to make it a free-for-all title so that we can both play it.
I think it should be a free-for-all, and people might think, okay, you guys are adding a lot of free-for-alls, but the reason for the free-for-all, there's a lot of reasons. One is to help catch up if you get behind, but the main reason is like it gives us I want to play through this, and I want you to play through this. I don't want it to deter me. I don't want it to deter you. Same thing with GTA 5. There's some games you need to play through, or I need to play through, and I put this on that list, right? So
well, it's done. We just made the decision. Now, do we make this a 30-point game or do we knock it down a bit?
oh, how long is the game? Is it like?
It's like 10 to 12 hours, I think.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Point wise doesn't matter to me. Just the incentive to play through it, and then I say we just make it any of the platforms. You know what I mean? If you want to do it on.
Oh yeah. That goes without saying. It's the same game across platforms. It's just cosmetic and you know those superficial differences between them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So the free for all games as they stand right now, the 50-point games are Asgard's Wrath, Grand Theft Auto 5, Abduction, Skyrim VR, and Fallout 4 VR. But from the sounds of this mod, I think if you beat the modded version of Fallout 4, you might be worth 100 points.
Yeah.
But we have 30-point games. Oh, we already put it on the list. It's already on here.
So we might have done it last week. I think we did talk about it. So
well, there you go. The 30-point free-for-all games are In Death Unchained, Crashland, and Doom 3. So good. It's already on there.
yeah, sweet. There, I guarantee there was some virtual strangers fan that is so up on the show. This whole time we've been talking about it, they've been thinking, dude, you guys already talked about it last week and you don't remember, and I do. That's crazy.
Lipnox VR says 15 hours. Well, then it probably deserves the 30 points then if it's 15 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the whole thing is to get us to play through games. So I feel like the points are important, but at the same time, as long as we don't go ridiculous, it kind of is just an added thing to it, right? So
right. PlayStation Network Dirt Rally, the original VR pack is $5, and that's not much money for a pretty solid game on PlayStation VR.
Yeah, I'm surprised if you don't played through this already by then, right? So,
yeah.
Look at that guy.
Arizona Sunshine, $12 for the base game, $15 for the deluxe edition, which includes all the DLC. I can't recommend this enough. It's co-op, dude. It's a great co-op game, and that's what I recommend it for. I recommend it for co-op shooter. Good times.
I enjoyed the OG story. You know, it was creepy. You know, you're going in these under dark. I mean, there was points where I wanted to get out of the dark, bro. Like they did a good job of really kind of being creepy in this respect. I know it's a little bit outdated, but I think the game just in general is worth playing for sure.
And it's a good length. The campaign. It's not too short. It's not too long. It's right where it should be.
Yeah, and it's humorous, right? It's pretty funny too.
Yeah, it's got some funny spots for sure.
Yeah.
You know what's not funny, but it's good for all the same reasons, is Killing Floor Incursion. We already talked about it earlier. And again, I remind you all, those of you who want to play with Technoglitch on Steam, just let us know. The first one to let me know on Twitter or to let me know in the comments, we'll get a Steam key for Killing Floor Incursion. But if you only have PlayStation, $9 and it's worth it all day. This is the way that I played through it. I've beaten the game twice, and both times it was on PlayStation.
Yeah. Have you played it on the PC at all or no? I think I can't remember if you went into it or not.
I don't think I have. I don't think I've checked it out on PC. I have it. I don't think I've played it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely a game worth playing for sure.
Because I always go into this game to play co-op, and again, I've got it on my PlayStation. I've got multiple PlayStations here to play co-op on. So
that's true. This is some creepy zombies, man.
For sure. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's pretty pretty gruesome actually. It's visceral. The combat. You can take these guys' arms off and beat them with them. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
All right, so one more game, and this applies to the PlayStation Network, but not only the PlayStation Network. It also applies to the Epic Game Store, and I'm talking about Hitman 3. Now, it's on sale right now. They're just starting to kick off their seasonal content, which we covered last week. So it's on sale, 25% off, $45. If you have PlayStation VR, I cannot recommend this enough at $45. It's worth every penny of the $60 price tag that it launched on. So much top-notch AAA VR content here, and nearly endlessly replayable. Like you can play this thing over and over again and play it differently every time, and it would just stay fresh forever. But in addition to this awesome price for this awesome game, the first mission is free. I think for another day or two. It's not much longer, maybe till tomorrow. You can play the first mission, which is fun. And that's a lot of fun content. You can play that first mission for hours by itself. Honestly, it's great. But the cool thing about it is you can also use it to import levels from Hitman 1 and 2. As you all know, if you own Hitman 3, you can, and you also own 1 and 2, you can import those levels into Hitman 3 and get all of the updates and things that make Hitman 3 so great. The cool thing is that this bonus version, the starter pack that they're giving away for free, also allows you to import those levels. Now, it is a limited time thing, but for a limited time, I mean, you can play through Hitman 1 and 2 in VR for free if you already own the games. You just have to download, there's a pack you have to download to import the levels. And we had some people pick it up on Epic Games this past week, and it absolutely works on PlayStation as well.
Yeah, I need to work on getting those levels. I've owned the first one. I did the thing on Epic, and I would be interested in just going into the first one on PC just to see, you know, not to ruin it, but if I'm going to ruin anything, I want it to be the first one and not the third one. But it's cool. It's free. Why not, right?
Lipnox says that he heard that the free Hitman preview doesn't support VR. That doesn't make sense to me. Now, of course, it would make sense that the Epic Games free version wouldn't support VR, but
Right.
I'd be surprised if the PlayStation one didn't.
Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be weird to me.
Yeah, the PC
Because
version isn't going to, for sure.
Because it's the base game. It's just the levels are locked. So like you have the option to pay for it, save your progress. Everything would just roll right into the game if you decided to pay for it. So I'd be surprised if the PlayStation version doesn't support VR, but who knows? Maybe it doesn't.
I'm sure it does on the PlayStation, but I wish I could play it in the VR. PC version, but like you said, I'm not going to Vorpex it and ruin it. So
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest anybody do that. Wait and play it in VR.
yeah. He
Right,
said Lipnock said he just looked it up and it does not.
well, that is a shame. That's a tragedy, in my opinion. But you should buy it anyway. I mean, if you got a PlayStation VR, it's on sale for $45. You should buy it now.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
people on Reddit were upset because they couldn't turn it on, and I bet people on Reddit were upset, man. Sometimes that's the most entertaining thing is to watch people get upset on Reddit.
People are always upset on Reddit.
Yeah, that's true.
Epic Game Store giving away Tales of the Neon Sea. This is a flat platformer game that looks really cool, Roots. I checked it out yesterday when I was looking it up for the show, and it looks like something that's would be decent to check out.
Yeah, I didn't check it out yet. I'm gonna have to pick it up right now in real time because it's free, and I love me some Epic Games. Just for Gerillo, I'm gonna download this one. Doing it for you, Gerillo.
It's free. It looks like a retro platformer, but it's got lots of glowy colors and stuff. It has a really neat art style. Looks cool.
Cool.
Oculus Quest Store daily deal today. Premium bowling 10% off, $18. Not a bad deal for this game.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to check this one out. People say it's good, so yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's got a free demo on Steam, so maybe we should check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bundles. This first one I really like. Path of the Warrior with Ninja Legends for $30. So you have a super fun arcade style co-op game and a great arcade style melee game for $30. I highly recommend this bundle.
Yeah, these are both amazing games in their own right. $30, what a great deal, right?
Yeah, I really like Path of the Warrior co-op, and I like Ninja Legends too as well. I mean, these are just two good games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shooty Skies Overdrive and Star Shaman, $23. Some fairly recent releases here, and a low price. So I'm not mad at it.
Let me ask you this, because you did pick up Shooty Skies, right? You played Shooty Skies Overdrive, or was I mistaken on that?
No, I did not.
Oh, I thought you picked this up, man. Look at it,
No,
bro.
people were telling me to.
Okay.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, that was my question. I was going to say, was it worth it, bro? Now I can't ask you that. Okay, I'm asking the chat or comments. Is Shooty Skies worth it? Wes said, screw Shooty Skies, and my heart is a little broken. But I might pick it up for the right price if it's worth picking up.
Yeah, well, $23. You get that and Star Shaman. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, see, and I almost forgot the Star Shaman trailer. This is one of those games we were talking about. Did we try this? I can't remember if we tried this or not. No, we talked about it. Okay.
We did not try it.
Okay.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might be an Infinity title. Star Shaman.
I'm gonna have to check it out. $23. What a great deal for two good games, from what people say anyway. So,
yep, absolutely.
It's the next one though that has me intrigued, Wes.
Oculus Link Store Sharknado, $4.
Dude, I was watching this trailer, Wes. I want to play this game, bro. Like, I have not tried it, but man, there are sharks everywhere. And who doesn't want to have sharks in a tornado, bro? Like, this looks like Tornafalo times 10.
It looks like it'd be good for about 5 minutes of comic relief, and then I'd be done with it.
$4, bro. This could be
$4.
This could be the next the It game. I doubt it.
It game.
Yeah, it could be. But for $4, man, I guarantee you it's worth $4. That alone.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a VR game, right? So it's worth $4.
Yeah.
It's not Weeping Doll or anything, you know.
You get to shoot stuff. And it's got sharks, man. It would be a no-brainer if I saw the guy stop time for a second and he fist bumped the shark. I would already own it. So
we move on to Steam. Forbidden Z is free, Roots. Forbidden Z is a this was a location-based zombie shooter. This was for VR arcades. As we all know, most of the VR arcades went south in 2020. So they want to continue to support their game. So now it's free on Steam, up to 5 player co-op in this one.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this isn't the right trailer, but I did look at the trailer and it actually looks like it's fairly good, right? Like it looks like a game that would be worth checking out for sure.
Fairly polished co-op shooter, 5 players, free.
Yeah, well, there it is, free. You had me at free, Wes. And it's kind of weird because these location based things, like you said, some of them are actually pretty good, and nobody's going to these places anymore. They're afraid of the virus. So bringing them into VR for people, I mean, I think it's going to be, we're going to start seeing a lot of these coming into VR for us, which is cool.
Absolutely. Pistol Whip, with all of its awesome content, is $20.
Yeah, that's a good deal, man. Especially the 2089 alone is worth $20, I think.
Yeah, man. There's so much content in this game. $20 is a steal for it.
Yep.
Synth Riders. We'll be covering this on Wednesday. This is a great game, man, as far as rhythm games go. And it's only $15 on Steam right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. Person says, this looks a lot like Cosmo Dread. Well, it looked a lot like Cosmo Dread, the last game, because it was Cosmo Dread or Forbidden Z. But we did get the right trailer in there. And actually, I think Gamer Chick is, she said she's going to be playing some Synth Riders co-op later today. At some point, she'll announce in the Looking for group. And that's up to, what, 8 or 10 players? And from what I hear, Wes, this is an experience you don't want to miss. Delirium Drew will probably be there. And who doesn't love Delirium Drew?
There you go. We all love Delirium Drew here. If you don't, you know where the door's at.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit the bricks, Buster.
I can't imagine
Grip.
anybody leaving.
Grip Roots, a community favorite, is $5 on Steam right now.
Yeah, they were gripping it up the other night. Actually, worth $5 all day, and you're not guaranteed to. Well, maybe not guaranteed, but this guy's guaranteed to puke.
Yeah,
I think it's the best racing shooter in VR, in my opinion.
it's very good. It's certainly worth $5.
Yep.
Hello Puppets, a hilarious and spooky and sometimes scary, very unique adventure game. $14.
Yeah, worth it all day. Puzzle game as well, and you really have a weird relationship with this chick, right? So
certainly. And when you say this chick, you mean your hand.
yeah, well, you have a weird relationship with your hand as well. You know who else has a weird relationship with their hand?
My mom!
I do.
Yeah.
We mentioned it before, the Gallery Bundle. Gallery episodes 1 and 2 from Cloudhead Games. $16 on Steam right now. I can't recommend it enough for that price.
Yeah, don't make the mistake of skipping the first one. You need it for context, but they're both amazing in their own right. Definitely need to check them out for sure.
To the Top. One of the best games in VR. I played a little of this the other day, Roots. Sad how underrated To the Top is. It's still a great game to this day. $15. Recommend it all day long.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about this myself, and I realized I never played through the campaign, dude. Like, that's where this game is amazing. I've only played really with you in the multiplayer, and so I need to actually go through this campaign and check it out.
Yeah, dude. There's so many good levels. As you get to the intermediate ones, I mean, they get really elaborate. It's awesome. It's such a great game.
Yeah.
Persistence, $15. One of the best games in VR, period. $15 is a crazy price for it. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, you're going to get your money's worth for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Contagion VR Outbreak, Roots. Some people have a lot to say about this game, but you really can't say much when I say it's $4.
Well, I guarantee it's worth $4. What I've heard is exactly what I said. I had a bad taste in my mouth from when it first came out, but it's came so far since then. And $4, what a steal, right?
Yeah, that game is worth $4 easily. Those devs getting ready to put a new game out in like 2 days, 3 days.
Wow, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah, they're putting a shooter game out. It looks a lot like an arcade style shooter, but in like the art style of Crunch Element. It looks like it's got really basic graphical art style, but the gameplay looks pretty decent.
Oh, cool.
Stocksend House, $5. I played this game, Roots, and it's solid, man. It's a solid horror themed escape the room game. I certainly think it's worth $5.
Did you finish this? I know when we first played it, you were really enjoying this, and you talked about going back to it, and you probably didn't because of all the other stuff that's out.
That's it. I got distracted, but I had every intention of finishing this game. I feel like I made it about halfway through it.
Ah, cool. Definitely worth $5. You said $5, right?
Yep, $5.
Yeah, good deal.
And that leaves us off, last but not least, with Five Port Infinity. Did we get a new Infinity title this week? Yes, friends, we got a new Infinity title this week. Warplanes, World War I fighters. Roots, see, you just had to wait 2 weeks, and it comes to Viport.
I know. And what's funny is I've had a couple people really interested in us checking this game out, so much so that they've probably asked me, no kidding, a half a dozen times, have we tried it yet? Have we tried it yet? And I think Traveling Man was one of them. So we need to get into this, bro, because there's a couple people that really rave about this one, so much so that it's really intriguing me as well. Because I thought at first it was just going to be another type of, I guess, flying. I don't know what I thought, but people are raving about this. So
supports multiplayer.
We definitely need to check it out then, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got to bounce. So that's going to wrap up our show, friends. We'd like to thank you for hanging out with us once again. And thank you. Thank you for being with us through this 100 episodes. Thank you for riding the tip train, everybody who jumped on board. Thank you to all the new patrons that joined during today's episode. And thanks to everyone who just watched. You know, we really appreciate all of you guys, each and every one of you. You're the reason we come here and do this every week. And we just wanted to say thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys all rock.
All right, with that said, those of you who are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget that bell. Lots of good stuff coming up this week you're not going to want to miss. Be sure to get that bell so that you don't miss any of it. Of course, we just mentioned it, the patrons. One of the best deals in VR right now, man, is our Patreon. Lots of good stuff going into it. And it's only $3 per month. So those of you who want to do a little something extra to support our channel, there's how you do it. We appreciate all of you. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And again, for those of you who want the conversation to go on all day and all night long, it does on the Discord. Invitation in the description below. It's our home. We're opening it to you. Come on home.
Yeah, come on home.
Anyway, with that said, friends, we'd like to thank you once again for watching. And for Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you Wednesday.